All right. Hello, hello, hello. We got a lot to talk about. As soon as I mute this stream over here. There we go. We got a lot to talk about. Did not mute this. There we go. For real. Starting from most important, I guess, to least important, step one. We got a new timer. For those of you not aware, not online all the time like I am. My timer is broken. Hang on. It's not counting down. There we go. We got a new timer. Daybreak has graciously managed to get the Fallout cards onto MTGO before Eternal Weekend. They are coming live October 16th. So all the D&T fans can rejoice. We are finally getting pre-war formalware on MTGO. We can finally unite paper and online Magic, except for the Doctor Who cards. Sorry to all the Sibylline Soothsayer fans out there, myself kind of included. I kind of want to test like a little bit with that card, but what can you do? Maybe they'll get the Doctor Who cards out one day. Thankfully, the pre-war formalware much more vital to a very pivotal deck, us, in the format, as well as a couple other decks. I've seen in certain like Stoneforge breakfast lists, some like Stoneforge Nadu lists, stuff like that. There are other decks that can like Formula is just a powerful card. Fully expect it to be showing up in other deck lists besides D&D, but it is just really, really, really good in Death Taxes. Obviously, as we've been complaining about for like 6 months or so. Anyway, finally getting that taken care of in like 3 weeks. What does the timer say? 21 days? Yeah. I don't know why the timer keeps stopping, though. There we go. Maybe. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, number 2. Duskmorn is online. We got my new updated with like 2 card changes list that I'll probably be playing not today unless what we have planned goes a little fast. But we got Chainsaw in the main deck. I moved the GTA to the sideboard. I don't know if that'll be correct until we get, like, I think in a Formalware world, the correct configuration main deck will be Cauldra, Sash, Chainsaw, Formalware. But, like, there's a chance that you could maybe just, like, cut this weird flex slot Giver and, like, play the Chainsaw and the GTA main deck. But I don't know. I think the GTA is, like, kind of important versus the Nadu decks. You kind of still want it, but it definitely has passed its prime. I wouldn't be shocked to see it completely out of the 95 once we start testing as time goes on, but we gotta see how well Chainsaw does in performing. The other card I've added, I cut the 3rd cage for a Ghost Vacuum card. I'm a little curious about. Just a nice little graveyard hate tool that is much better versus like tempo, and does have this like 6 mana win the game clause in those like late games where you have a bunch of lands in play as Death and Taxes. If you're against a tempo deck and you eat a couple of your Solitudes or Skyclaves or Recruiters that have died. You maybe eat your opponent's Nethergoyf so it doesn't come back, or their Frog that you've like Red Elemental blasted, stuff like that. Has this like very, very powerful win the game clause. I don't know if it's a D&T card necessarily. 6 mana is a lot when you're not an Ancient Tomb deck. I also am currently in a league with Quad Ghost Vacuum Moonstompy, trying that plan out. But all that is to say, we're doing none of the new cards at all. Fuck Formalware, fuck Chainsaw, fuck Ghost Vacuum. We are doing a VOD review just like we did last week, except we're doing a VOD review of my good friend Jamie, aka what's his name on Twitter or on Twitch. He's got like a really long number. Yeah, jwvh10665. I will link his Twitch account in the description of this like video later, and I can post it in chat and stuff like that. Please, all of you, go follow Jamie. He's an excellent player. Not just Death and Taxes, but he does play a lot of Death and Taxes. Very, very skilled player. I watched a decent amount of his run in the showcase this weekend, where he played not this list, obviously, with the new Duskmorn cards, but he played what was basically my old list, minus the Giver plus a second Lion Sash, something that we had talked about. If he wanted to hedge a little bit more for the scam decks, then he should probably play the second Lion Sash. And the Giver's kind of whatever anyway. You can kind of cut it for whatever flex card you want to play. But anyway, he took it to a 10th place finish, got 7-2 with a crazy 6-0 start. Unfortunately, just barely didn't make it into that top 8, but had a very impressive run. I'm excited to do a VOD review of someone that isn't myself, especially. because it'll be a little bit more interesting because I haven't watched all the matches, or even if I was watching all of them, like I watched a decent bit of it, like while I was at the gym and stuff. Not like fully locked in paying attention like I am during my own matches, so when I do a VOD review of my own matches, I'm like, okay, this is what I was thinking. Here's where I fucked up. I already know what's going to happen, but it'll be kind of a more interesting change of pace, I think. I guess we'll find out. To watch someone else play the deck and see, like, what would I have done here? What would I have done differently? And talk about that. So that's what we're going to be doing today, instead of playing with the new cards, because I could not, for the life of me, find a better place to slot this into my schedule. Unfortunately, Jamie is in Europe. I think he's 6 hours ahead of me, so it is almost impossible to nail down a good time where he could come onto the stream and do the VOD review with me. So shout out to Jamie, who is maybe watching this somewhere in the future. For now, we will just watch some matches, and if this goes remarkably fast, which I don't expect it to, because it's 9 rounds, it's the exact same length that we did the VOD review last week for my own challenge. If this goes fast, maybe we'll play some games with new cards, but who knows. For now, let's get into the real games. I'm excited to see this because I actually missed the first 2 rounds also. So these first 2 rounds especially, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I also, again, I'm not looking up any of my opponents on Goldfish, or any of his opponents on Goldfish, so I'm not going to be assessing hands based on oh, this person saw him Delver or whatever. I don't think Jamie was doing that either. I do think it's a little bit of equity lost that I always try to do in my matches when I play big online tournament Magic. I think this hand is barely a keep, but it is fine. You're on the play with Vial, and the 2 Vials are good. The 3rd Vial can be thrown away to those Bombardiers. We have removal. Be happy to keep this against most decks. I'm going to be figuring out how the heck I'm going to fast forward here, because I was trying to hit the arrow keys. The arrow keys do not let me skip ahead at all. So right now I just have it set on times 1.5. The arrow keys just swap me between the first half and the second half of his video. There's a second part of this. He also posted the second half of his stream to YouTube. I'll link that YouTube video as well in the YouTube description. I assume he eventually keeps this. There we go. Oh, there was a Devour of Destiny trigger. Devour of Destiny reveal that I didn't see. I mean, I guess you don't see it until the start of the, until you, lock in your opening hand and stuff anyway, so. It doesn't really change any of your plays. You're definitely, I mean, if you weren't fetching basic before, you're definitely fetching basic now. But, with 2 lands, you're almost certainly fetching Plains or Plains Mountain. There's maybe a world where you might go, 2nd Vial and then have, the fetch land and go fetch a Surveil land or something, depending on how these, first turns break out. But you might just... Against Eldrazi, I would definitely not cast the 3rd Vial, though, because you'd want to hold up Plow for turn 2 Thought Knot. This opponent's taking a while, huh? Skip around here. And just AFK. There we go. It's hard to glean a ton of info from just a Devour of Destiny. Sometimes if you see 3 lands that get exiled, then they're probably not land light. Or if you see 3 spells get exiled, you can kind of think oh, 3 good spells. You can think maybe that they're not land light, or they are land light. If they're exiling good spells to try to hit a land drop or something. But it doesn't help a ton. Sometimes they exile their basic, which is nice. Basic Forest is not a super powerful start for Eldrazi. Especially, shipping Soul Land. What do you expect here? Just, turn 2, Soul Land, Fleshraker or something? They got a Myco spawn off of the Once Upon a Time. But yeah, no reason to cast this other Vial. With third land, I'd probably fetch a Surveil here. It'd be nice to find like a 2. Find like a Stoneforge Mystic or something. Oh, dear. Blaststone's a little bit scarier. Chalice is kind of annoying, but... we already got Vials down at least for now until our opponent Blaststones them all away. I would definitely fetch Surveil land here now. Try to find Stoneforge. Solitude, I don't actually want it that bad, but I definitely keep it here. Especially with our Plow just getting turned off. Yeah. It's a little awkward, but I'll take it. It's also nice with the Bombardiers if we somehow don't get Thought-Knot Seared next turn. I just always assume that I'm getting Thought-Knot Seared whenever your opponent is untapping and has, like, access to 2 or more mana. Just like they're gonna Soul Land Thought-Knot you. Is he deliberating on whether or not to cast Bombardiers here? I don't think I would. Maybe? I guess it's fine. I guess it's kind of okay to, actually, and just don't chuck anything. Because this, like, if you do get Thought-Knotted, this is the best way to, like, play around Thought-Knot, is to make sure your hand doesn't have any useful shit in it. You're just gonna Solitude the Thought-Knot, pitching the Plow with the trigger on the stack. Yeah, this is fine. Eldrazi doesn't have, like, a ton of main deck removal outside of, like, Kozilek's Command, and they'd be a little hard pressed to Kozilek's Command you here. Just like, I'm just praying that they wasteland him here. Yeah, they cast Fleshraker, and you're probably just... They only have 2 mana? I don't think I Solitude this. Because you just can just chuck a Vial at it. Or, like, Solitude and chuck the Solitude at their face for 7 or something. But more likely, I think you're going to chuck this... You're going to take these Vials up, see if you draw, like, a 2 or a 3. Don't. Probably just attack, chuck the smaller Vial at the Fleshraker, play land. Hem and haw about whether or not you want to add Yorion to your hand this turn. It doesn't hem and haw about it, just snaps it off. Be like a little concerned about like getting Thought-Knotted here now that you've put a good Guardian. He doesn't play the Crocus. Is he like? We didn't know about the second Wasteland, right? I'm missing something. I guess. Yeah, I don't actually know what that's all about. Because, like, if on the off chance your opponent, like, doesn't wasteland you somehow, you draw the 5th land, you can just cast the Solitude or the Yorion. This is just TKS. This is Kozilek's Command for 3. Kill the Bombardiers. Draw. Depending on what's in their hand, maybe kill the Bombardiers, make Scions, or make Spawn, but opponent's playing really slowly. They make Spawn. Yeah, making Spawn makes sense. Their hand is Devourer of Destiny and Micro Spawn and Unknown. You're just gonna cast Micro Spawn here? There's no way that... Oh, okay, sure. Wow. Kind of a rough turn, but, like, sacking 3 spawns for that when your hand is, like, 6-drop, 7-drop? Honestly, maybe you let this resolve. It's like, no, that's kind of insane. They just take the Solitude, and then next turn they can, like, Blast Zone your Aether Vial away. This is why I, like, kind of didn't like adding Yorion to my hand. I might have just, like, tried to get the Val to 5, and then... Ooh, well, never mind. They take the second Solitude, and you get to keep Yorion. Sweet deal. But then if we top deck land, we're not going to be able to cast the Yorion, because we didn't play the Crocus. Am I stupid? Am I missing something about him not playing that Crocus? Well... Wouldn't even be that good to cast here. Opponent's at 20, and you know they have a Devourer of Destiny in hand. I guess, but then you get the Vial to 5, and... Well, they're going to Wasteland this Crocus, so it's going to work out. They're probably going to, like, double Wasteland you here, and then you have Crocus plus Yorion. You're kind of in business. God, why is this, Why is this opponent playing so slowly? He's already down, like, 4 minutes on clock. Will pre-war increase in price? Oh, you mean, like, in paper? I don't know. Probably not. People already know it's good. What does this even get? Do you just get your Soul Land? Do you just get, like, Ivugan? Cloud Atlas underrated. Yeah, I have his stream muted so that I don't get DMCA'd. I have this video muted, but he was playing some, like, background music. Also just refuses to activate this Wasteland ever. This Flooded Strand is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana here to cast Devourer. So if, like, if he attacks, you're not allowed to Yorion because you can Wasteland the Crocus and then Devour the Yorion. That attack seemed kind of free. Huh. Yep, definitely fetching Parlor here, trying to find, like, Recruiter. Don't want that. It's so the second Wasteland is really a pain. Although this Blaststone is just gonna get activated then, right? Like, that's the plan here if you're not casting this Devourer. I think that attack was pretty free though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you just attack and you just trade Microspawn for Devourer. So far, it's really fucked up draw. What do you get here? You just get Sash for bodies? Or just Cauldra? You have to get Cauldra, I think. Just really scared of this Ivu. Maybe that's why they're just not Wastelanding ever? Because they're just so... They just, like, want to get this Ivugan online? If you get Cauldra, you can protect the Stoneforge with Yorion. So you're fine. But you can also just go get Cauldra on end step with Yorion. You can just get Sash and cast it here. Yeah, Sash seems okay here. Just develops stuff on board, and you can go get Cauldra on end step with the Yorion. Non-Matrix movies from the Wachowskis in general are underrated. I can't say I've watched Jupiter Ascending. Okay, they just end step the Wasteland. Okay, they're gonna activate this Blast Zone, right? And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they can cast the Devourer, and the Devourer the... What? So I guess they're gonna blow up the 2-drops. That actually kind of makes things awkward. I might have Vialed in Yorion there. No, then you just get Devoured, but then they can't Blast on and Devourer. So if they Devour your Yorion, you can just get the Stoneforge and then Cauldra them. October 16th soon? Hell yeah, it is. I am ready. This is just a really awkward game. Opponent is kind of also playing weirdly, though. Kind of surprised not to see, like, crack Blaststone on 1, kill the Vial, and then Devour the... Yeah, you just don't put in the Yorion. There's no reason to. Oh, jeez. That's a top deck. Hell yeah, this is why we play the Red Splash, huh? 2 cards in hand. Devourer plus question mark. Just slam the Magus. If they crack the Blast Zone, you just Yori on your 2-drops, then you're fine. I would play the Karakas and cast the Magus off of Parlor Karakas, I think. Just so I have white up to make the Sash a 3/3. To block. I guess you're blocking it to Herald's End anyway, because you're putting Yorion in play this turn. Hit him. Hit him for 3. Red zone. Oh, he sees the same line? Question mark? It's a little bit of a worse line if he actually has, if the opponent has Kozilek's Command here. But yeah. Because you'd like to hide the Karakas from the second Wasteland if your Magus doesn't resolve. I think the Magus resolving and like surviving here is pretty high though. They have 3 Kozilek's Command in the deck and they have like essentially one card in hand. Because of the Devourer. And that should be GG's. Opponent has to top deck like really well to get out of here. Top deck like another Myco spawn in to get the basic waste, and then they still can't cast the Devourer. Yeah, get this GTA out of here once we get Formware. It'll be so nice. Chalice on 2? Yeah, deal. Whatever. You got it. We're just gonna Yorion. Yeah, they literally concede nice. Yeah, you're just Yorioning Stoneforge for Cauldron there. Game over. Hell yeah. Yeah, sideboard is not super configured for the Eldrazi matchup, but the main deck is kind of designed to like help support the Eldrazi matchup, right? Like Ajani helps come up the ground a lot. Bombardiers is like extra removal and like reach against the Ancient Tomb deck, and obviously Magus the Moon is insane. Boring and Wrathless, guys. I can kind of see it. It sweeps up spawns. It can blow up Chalice. It's like probably better than Spirit of the Labyrinth. I like to leave in all my Mother of Runes in this matchup just to protect Magus from post-board dismembers. But it's like very marginal what you cut between Mother of Runes and Spirit. Spirit obviously like trades with stuff a little bit better or attacks a little bit better with 3 power. What do you want, kitty? We speed him up more. Two times play speed. Let's zoom. All right. This hand is loose. It's bad against. Get off me. It's bad against the mana denial part of their deck, but like it's very hard to pass up removal spell and a Johnny Bombardier combo. I think I would keep this hand and just hope that they have a little bit of a slower starter hand that doesn't involve like wastelands and Myco spawns. You have Solitude plus like the Spirit Labyrinth's a good pitch card. And you just have a bunch of good cards in your hand. Very resilient against Chalice of the Void on the play. We don't have any like vials or plows that get turned off. That's maybe a reason to like have spirits in your deck over moms. Chalice on 1. At least when you're on the draw. I don't know. Very, like I said before, though, very like marginal decision. Temple Go means that you're getting, feels like you're getting thought knotted every time. You just play fetch land here. It's a little awkward because you actually kind of want to protect your red source, and this is your only red source right now. So it's like you, as much as you want to hit that surveil land, you also like don't want to fetch. Wow, just Glaring Fleshraker, go. Jeez. No like Fleshraker into 2-drop or whatever. Oh, that's a nice one. Top that. Draw it. Plow, probably play tapped Witch Enchanter. Solitude. Oh, I guess you can play a 2 here. Yeah, never mind. You want to do the Ajani Bomba thing. I got totally sidetracked. We did not have free mana this turn. Yeah, you definitely want to set up a Johnny Bombardiers. It's kind of hard for them to interact with if you get it in play. This is Myco Spawn? There's only... Yeah, this is... This just gets Wasteland, though. It doesn't get Wasteland. It just gets Ancient Tomb. Do you have, like, Thought Knot to cast after this? This is holding... This has to be Kozilek's Command, then. If you just get Ancient Tomb, go. That's crazy with 4 cards in hand, so this has to be Kozilek's Command. It is only Kozilek's Command for 2, so it can't kill your Bombardiers. So you could, like, bolt in Bombardiers, attack. Kitty, can you sit up here if you're gonna come annoy me? Let's pause here, because I don't actually know what I would do here. Let's, instead of just talking about what he's doing, let's actually, like, make an analysis of this game, because this has been one of the first junctures that has been, like, an interesting choice. I think you just Shock Bombardiers, attack with it, and then maybe even... I might even, like, chuck the Ajani. Chucking the Ajani sucks. Maybe you just force the issue with Bombardiers. Just chuck the cat at face. Force them to react. Force them to, like, exile plus, like... But you know they have Devour. They're gonna exile, make spawn, and then Devour your Bombardiers, and then you're just fucked. Can you leave me alone? This is just one of those classic Eldrazi pinches where you just... None of your plans look very good to me. I think you have to start with Bombardiers and then go to combat and see what they do. You're just going to cast a Johnny? A Johnny, try to flip a Johnny? But then it's just the same thing. I guess you get to Caracas the Ajani after they, like, if they try to kill it, right? Okay, this is a bit better. They just have Dismember, not even Kozilek's Command? Jeez. Dismember again? Yeah, okay, this is a pretty decent exchange. Definitely better than playing the Bombardiers. You trade with 2 Dismembers. Opponent's at 12, and you have, like, a Bombardiers in hand. Can you leave me alone, kitty? Go away. Oh dear, the One Ring builds? That's kind of nightmarish. Yeah, I wouldn't double block. You want to try to, like, cheese them now. You have, like, Vial plus Bombardiers. You could potentially try to, like, sneak out some burst damage wins. Yeah, I'm just playing out Vials to set up, like, Bombardiers fodder. I'm hoping they just, like, attack and cast Devour or something, and you have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. You almost have lethal. You can maybe have them die to their own One Ring. But you're also, like, dead to a lot at that point, so hard to say. Is the opponent just, like, allergic to casting Devourer of Destiny? I mean, I guess it's not a very good cast here, and yeah, I guess the Battle Mage is just, like... Okay, double Battle Mage is pretty good. Kill all the Cat Warriors and all the Vials. Alright, never mind. You got it, opponent. Pretty bad. It also means your, like, Bombardiers gets blocked and all 4 of your fodders get killed there. That's kind of brutal. You can play a Johnny here, come kind of claw back, but I think it's definitely bad for you here, opponent drawing 3 cards with the One Ring. If they get, like, really greedy and play, like, attack, and they, like, attack all, play Devourer, maybe they die. Bombardiers gets, like, steal. There's Devourer. Targets the Cat makes sense because the Ajani just gets bounced with Caracas. Wait, why are you blocking here? Wait, isn't it lethal? Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They could have Kozilek's Command or something, right? But then, like, you just play Bombardiers, attack with it, put them to 8, sack this for 4, put them to 4. Oh, they're not actually dead. They actually go to 1. And you would take 4 to 9, and then you would be dead. Huh, that's a little inconvenient. 1 off lethal. Now you could top deck Solitude. Oh, they have, and they do have the Kozilek's Command. Brutal. I think you're just dead. I guess they only have 10 in play now, so you can hit with Bombardiers and hope they top deck no points of damage at all, and then you have lethal next turn. They top decked no removal spells and no ways to deal 1 point of damage with 5 draw steps. I'm sure this will be fine. I guess I didn't think about that when I was talking about like sideboarding, but like One Ring's definitely a reason that you'd want Spirited Labyrinth in your deck over Mother of Runes. But not all the Eldrazi decks are playing One Ring, but I have seen it pop up more and more lately. It's definitely an argument to have spirits in your deck. Did opponent draw any piece of interaction or damage? Seems like the answer is yes. This is just Kozilek's Command for 8 million. Makes Spawn and Scry if you find Fleshraker or the Lord. You just win. I have to guess that we're dead here with the opponent scrying 9, then drawing a card. They topped 1. Oh yeah, glaring Fleshraker. All right, you're dead. All right, super dead. Yep. All right, tag for 10. Game 3. A surprisingly close game, all things considered. Like the Ajanis definitely like squeaked out some like pretty good value against a bunch of removal spells. The Bombardiers like had a couple points where it almost could have snuck in lethal. That double Battle Mage turn was brutal. Like 2 cards to trade with like 4 permanents. Even though like the vials were pretty innocuous and didn't like look like they mattered, like that extra Bombardiers fodder could have definitely mattered. Cutting the Wrath of the Skies. I think that's for the best, especially after seeing the One Ring. I'd be happy boarding in like a Mom and the other Spirit. Maybe cut the second Sash. I could buy that actually. I'm not like thinking about having second Sash in my list, but yeah. Cutting second Sash makes some sense to me. Keeping all the Spirits and most of the Moms. That looks fine. Shout out to the Cloud Atlas centric yet again. I usually keep in Sash even in matchups where it's not that good right here, because there are situations where you like Stoneforge for a Solitude pitch card, and you don't have Formware in your deck. Rest in peace, Formware. You'll be back. You'll be with us in 3 weeks. I hate this hand, but it's like fine. It has no red source. It's got the Recruiter for Magus, but no red source to cast the Magus. But are you wastelanding here? Opponent also has 4 minutes on the clock, notably. It's usually plenty of time for Eldrazi to kill you, though. Unfortunately. I kind of hate this, because I feel like I always am just getting Thought Knotted on turn 2. Wastelanding there's kind of tempting. I'm not sure what I would have done. I think I would have tried to Wasteland to get a little lucky, because this hand needs some help already. This hand already needs to draw the land, because we need to cast our red spells. Do you just, like, Bombardiers throw the Spirit at the Thought Knot? Yeah. Throwing the Spirit at the Thought Knot means you get to draw the card off the Thought Knot dying, which is kind of nice. Second Thought Knot? Fleshraker. Sure. 5 cards in hand, 1 million mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not getting kicked Myco spawned at least. We're getting Kozilek's Commanded for 3. Yeah. Make spawns. Nice. Mother of Runes top deck. They have 3 cards in hand. We can't kill this Fleshraker without recruiting for Solitude. And if we recruit for Solitude, I feel like we're losing this game. But also recruiting for Magus at this stage is kind of a fool's errand if they have an active Fleshraker and 4 spawns. Jeez, this sucks. What do we do here? What the hell do we do here? A recruiter for... It's just got to be a recruit Solitude. Pitch... I don't even know if I would pitch Spirit, cast Mom. I might pitch Mom and just don't cast Spirit. It's just probably... Wastelanding this thing kind of sucks. Yeah, Wastelanding with 4 spawns also bad. You just want your own mana. It's just got to be a recruit Solitude, right? Should never beating this Fleshraker if you just let it stay in play. None of the other recruiter choices are very good. Opponent only has 2 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock. Recruiter for Solitude maybe stalls versus 3 cards in hand. Yeah. The answer is ban Cosmos Command. Cosmos Command is a pretty fucked up Magic card, yeah. Yeah, tough choices all around here. I think this is what I ended up landing on, right? Like, the Mom's pretty useless. Spirit Labyrinth can at least trade with a creature, potentially. Alright, getting somewhere. Maybe we double Wasteland Spirit. Just leave them with City of Traders. Or maybe you just want to get to, like, you want a Yorion here, maybe. Just, like, Spirit, put Yorion in hand. Just, like, not even worth Wastelanding, yeah. But yeah, this looks better to me. You get to Yorion your recruiter next turn. They didn't do anything? What is happening? What is in their hand? Are they just like all lands? Are we winning this game somehow? I mean, they have to be winning this game somehow. He goes 6-0. It just looked so unwinnable. Yeah, 1 Wasteland seems fine here because you're just gonna cast Yorion on 5 mana. I guess you could have held up Karakas for Yorion instead, but they're probably going to removal spell the recruiter if they had like a Dismember. Just get like Solitude. Yep. Just draws the opponent flooding out. There's justice in the world. Opponent got rightly punished for not like scry 3 draw 1 and instead made these useless spawn tokens. I don't even know if I would be Wastelanding, honestly. It's like pretty clear our opponent has nothing but lands in hand, right? If you get Bombardier there, it might be lethal. Yeah, I didn't actually do the math on that. They'd be at like 7. If they would have to chump block with like more spawns. So yeah, Bomba there probably is a little bit better than Solitude. I'll rewind after. Looks like this game's about to wrap up. Yeah, let's just rewind now, actually. We're at 1 hour and 8 seconds. So this turn, if we cast Bombardier and attack with it, where we have 5, 6, 10 damage plus 6. We're showing 16, right? 5, 6, 10, sack this for 17 damage. So if they block here, they're still dead. They would have to either double chump the Bomba or single chump the recruiter and then go to like 1 after already chumping the Spirit. Yeah, Bombardier here seems like insane. I would have yeah. Excuse me. I definitely like instinctively would get the Solitude there too, just because like, oh, I'm just gonna like, you always want removal spells against Eldrazi, blah blah blah. You're getting notably you are getting the recruiter trigger on your end step too, so you don't know what the opponent will have. Like if your opponent just like untaps, like draws the stupid 6/6, right? You're gonna want a Solitude instead of a Bombardier. So maybe it's safer. But yeah, like 6/6 exile your Yorion. But yeah, again, I would have the Karakas up at this stage of the game because I would have stopped Wastelanding. I also would have not surveilled. I would have just cast the Solitude and started going in. I would have definitely just solituted a spawn token and been attacking there. Also worth noting that the clocks are now 1 minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes, so I imagine Jamie's playing pretty fast here as well. Also, just like still not casting the Solitude. This is Kozlok's command for 500. Why are we not drawing? I guess this one has to be chum blockers, so never mind. But you just hold up this Solitude here. That's not representing lethal though. Why not just Yorion? I think we're just playing fast at this stage. Oh, it's just that easy. It's just that easy. Just top deck Magus. Lights out. I probably would have cast the Skyclave. Just make it 2/2. Oh, never mind. Rewarded. Just get like GT here. GT actually isn't good because the spawn tokens can deny you GT counters, right? Blocking with Fleshraker there instead of the spawn token is a little unusual, but I guess they really wanted the 3-1 off the table. Yeah, this is nothing. The opponent's dead. Yeah, we just solitude the spawn token here now and attack for not quite lethal. Jeez, this game ending with like 15 seconds to 30 seconds on the clocks. Yeah, a lot of Jamie's plays here are just like go, 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 fast, fast, fast. Gotta kill my opponent before I time out. Yeah, 7 seconds to 20 seconds at the end. Oh, what a fucking marathon. I hate these match ones where it's just like full 50-minute round. You're just exhausted. You don't even get to rest for round 2 either. Props to Jamie though. Expertly navigated that game too, especially. I the double that Johnny played was really nice. Playing around like what was clearly a removal spell in a really tough looking position, like almost eking it out. Right, we can skip ahead a minute here. Death from above, huh? I recognize this username. I'd look it up and then figure out what they're on. They're probably on some like fucking tempo pile or something. This hand is fine, not thrilling, but like Journal Vial plus like stuff, it's very hard to pass up in this deck all the time. Eureka made a comment in like round like 7 or something. It's just like after watching the stream, I realized how like I'm never going to be able to play Death and Taxes watching you guys just keep these hands that are just like we'll cast spells eventually, right? Like and that's just like every D&T hand. Ooh, Painter. There's been a crazy amount of Painter online. I've been thinking about putting the Emrakul back in the sideboard. I think D&T's Painter matchup is fine enough that you're like allowed to not to, but it's like kind of free percentage points. I just put one in the sideboard of Moonstompy because that matchup is like a little bit scarier. But like I've been thinking about it. I've registered Emrakul in Paper Legacy events before. I might do it. Paper's also like always weirdly popular in did I say Paper or Painter? Painter is always weirdly popular in Paper versus online. You just don't kill this welder. The only thing you ever get got by here is the fucking like exactly Great Furnace or Lotus Petal plus like land into Engineer here. It's like you lose so much value not playing the Vial here, especially your hand's like all 3 drops. You just have to cast Vial and lose that like 2% of games or whatever that they have like the Stone Cold Nuts. Okay, yeah, they don't have it. We have this Magus for the Saga, which is nice. Always sucks when you're on the draw. Just mill that. Easy. Always sucks when you're on the draw against the Saga that they do get the one construct out of it, but Painter really wants the tutor. You don't care about the construct that much. There's no reason to plow that now, right? I guess we're almost always plowing it anyway, but I think they put if they put a engineer on the stack or something. Put a good weld out vial. Yeah, never mind. That's a very good reason to plow it now. Wait, couldn't they have done that? Wasn't it not summoning sick? Did they fuck up? Because we scried before? Oh, they attacked with it? Okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. It was tapped? Yeah. Never mind. Jamie's smarter than me. I would have. Maybe I would have seen that in the moment, or maybe I would have just got fucked. Did they miss land drop? Oh my god, this game's over. They're so fucking dead. Incredible. They missed land drop. Nice Saga nerd. Bolt? Yeah, sure, whatever. 3 mana Goblin Settler. Second Welder, sure. We have the Sash to turn off the Welder. We just have... Okay, sure, yeah, you have a 2/2, who cares? The only recruiter... We can only Stoneforge for GTA here. Kind of funny. No reason to, like, tap out for, like, Stoneforge plus GTA because we want to leave up some Sash activations to turn off this Welder. We should recruit a 3 here. Hang on, let's figure out what... Oh, he recruited Skyclave. I was going to say, let's figure out what to do before he does it. What are we worried about here? Not really anything. So I guess we just getting more removal spells is fine. Like, we're just, like, totally in control of this game. We have Sash to turn off this Welder, to turn off both of the cards that are currently in play. I guess we're worried if they, like, Lightning Bolt, Sash, untap, Engineer, plus Soul Cauldron or something. So, like, this Skyclave is definitely, like, pretty reasonable to get. It's just, like, you probably can't really go wrong, with this play. Just getting more removal, killing all other permanents. We just get to, like, Skyclave something, trigger on the stack, put in the Bombardier, take the Vial up to 4, pick up Yorion, Vial on 5, Recruiter, and the Skyclave. This game was over when we put in the Magus. So yeah, just, like, getting more removal spells to make sure we don't get, like, cheesed out of into a combo win is definitely the way to go. They did finally reprint Goblin Settler. One of them secret layers. Fable. Did we just Skyclave the Fable? Because none of this shit matters. Yep. Sounds good. Do you fetch Parlor, or do you fetch a white source to start activating? Yeah, that makes more sense. Yep. This all checks out. Oh god, oh no, I'm on it. Oh god, they just literally concede. Oh my god. That's good. I wonder if we just wanted to recruit Ajani that previous turn just to set up the Ajani plus Bombardiers. I guess not. We decided that, like, Bolt into Engineer was, like, a pretty bad scenario and we wanted more removal spells. Yeah, that top tick was so gross. The game was already been over for, like, 2 turns and just, like, best possible off the top. Hey, dog, got it out. Do I need to kick you out of here? You're being a real brat tonight. Where are you? Get out of there. Get. Get out of here, you brat. Huh. Being such a pest. Ugh. Anyway, sideboard's very well set up against Painter. I generally don't like boarding in blasts against Painter, but Wrath Disguise is nuts. Magus the Moon's, like, fine. Removal's good. Yeah, these are all fine cards. I like to have at least one Magus of the Moon in my deck versus Painter, because, like, Saga is a very real thing that you don't have a ton of answers to in the deck. And we do have, like, a decent number of worse cards, so we'll see how he sideboards here. But I would probably be, like... I guess we actually don't have that many bad cards in this matchup anymore, huh? Just, like, cutting the Spirit stuff. GT is not very good in this matchup. I'd be happier cutting GT. You probably have to leave in GT unless you have, like, Chainsaw. But, like, GTA takes so long to kill a Painter that's, like, just really awkward. Yep, there we go. Spirit's, like, only good against Dragon Engine and Chapter 2 of Fable. I'd probably just, like, cut all the Spirits and just leave the third Magus on the board, I guess. Yeah, that's what he's thinking about. Let's bring in the Surgical. I guess that's, like, fine. I'm not a huge fan of one-shot Graveyard Hate versus Painter. But it's, like, fine, especially because at least Surgical means that, like, if you attack, like, the Painter or the Grindstone or whatever, they can never combo you. Which is, like, kind of nice. He does leave in the one Magus of the Moon as, like, this niche out to Saga, like I was talking about. Sideboarding seems fine. Yeah, I think you just mulligan this hand. I think this stand is just a mulligan, yeah. It's like it's one of those hands of lands and spells that, like, looks like a D&T keep, but against specifically Painter, you ship that. I think, like, in, like, a game 1 in the blind, you probably keep it. Even then, it was, like, a little bit awkward on the mana. Like, you have to fetch Basic Mountain with the Vista, but you have the Magus in hand, stuff like that. It's much better. Bottoming the Sash, probably. Maybe bottom the Stoneforge, because Sash is usually your best Stoneforge get, but it gives you more options. Welder, sure. We just go, fetch go. Well, this is likely just like a brain processing thing of, like, also, like, barely matters here because in this instance, because you're almost never fetching the Basic Mountain versus Painter, but, like, you always lead with your off-color fetches first. But just drawing the off-color fetch, his plan was always, in his head, was probably, like, Mesa go, Mesa go, Mesa go. But yeah, Basic Mountain doesn't matter versus Painter anyway, so. Saga. Needle. Fetch my... Do you want Surveil Land here? Is it greedy to try to get to Wrath on 1? Instead of just Stone... Wrath on 1 to hit Needle, Welder, Saga's kind of nice. Your opponent's, like, pretty incentivized to just go, like, land go next turn. This is kind of tempting to just get Surveil Land here next turn, like, cast Stoneforge. And then Wrath for 1. It's a little dangerous. Aetherwell's kind of a bad name from the opponent. Like, we didn't cast one, we don't have one. I don't know what else you would. You'd name, like, Wasteland here, maybe, to protect your Saga? I don't know about that. If you're plowing here, then you're just casting Wrath of those guys, I think. Oh, that's actually kind of a nice top deck. The Secret Call draw of Stoneforge is nice. I think I liked not plowing and then not casting Wrath or Stoneforge and just holding up the plow in case you need to kill the Welder. Like, you have the emergency oh shit button if they go, like, engineer or something and they're gonna, you know, get, like, some fucking scary bullshit. But you really are just trying to line up Wrath for 1, kill the Welder and the Needle and the Saga. And the potential Saga token. Now it's a little more awkward here. You just get Sash, yeah. They just land go. Land 2-drop. Ugh, that's... I guess that is also the danger of sitting on the... That's not the danger of sitting on the plow. Because if we had plow here, then you just get to plow the Painter. And if they have the Reb, then you get to untap and Wrath the rest of their shit. But now you're, like, kind of fucked if they have Reb, right? Because they just Reb your Wrath of the Skies and then Grindstone you. Yeah, I think we've fired off this plow a little prematurely. Yeah, you just gotta slam Wrath. like literal no other plays, you're just dead, right? You just get grindstoned. Formal War moment, is it? I don't even know if I would have got Formal War there. We don't have anything in the graveyard. Sash is like nice against a potential welder thing. Oh, that's good. No red elemental blast is nice. Surveil land. Bottom. I don't really want to cast. I don't want to play this Witch Enchanter as a land. It's a good card, but you kind of have to Wrath for 2 here. Do you like try to get the Cauldron in play before you Wrath for 2? I guess it is a Formal War moment if you have the Stoneforge in play already. Like if you have the Stoneforge in play and you need to Wrath it away, then you'd want the Formal War in hand, right? Like you need to Wrath this board for 2, I think. I guess you could recruit Solitude and wait another turn. Yeah. You have the oh shit button in hand. Oh, that's bad. Now you need to fire off the oh shit button on the welder. Just let this happen? You're just gonna get... I guess, what happens to you here? Nothing that bad. Like, yeah, this is like discard 2, draw 3, not super great. Devour and Defiler in the yard. Arena of Glory. Wrath for 3 here. You want to kill the engine? Kind of want to leave the engine in play. So they don't draw more cards off of it with the Unearth. Attack with the Stoneforge, see if they block. No, that's bad. If they had top decked up Pyroblast, you'd rather have the... What? What's happening? We're just letting them untap with this Chaos Defiler? I guess we can instant speed the Sash and eat it and stuff. But... why didn't we just, like, Wrath their whole fucking board? Why didn't you just Wrath these guys? Are we, like, playing around... I don't know what's happening. Yeah, now we're playing into, like, a removal spell here. Now we put in the Sash, in response we get Defiled. I guess we could, like... I don't even know. This sucks. This sucks, man. You could... Ugh. Yeah, this is awful. Response. Weld. Defile your recruiter. And then they can just, like, sack the Defiler. Go get the fucking thing again. The Devourer again. Or whatever. Dragon Engine. Why didn't we Wrath those guys, these fucking engineers away? Like, we have to cast this... The issue is that, like, if we're leaning on the Sash to turn off the Engineer and the Welder, then we have a ton of pressure to, like, a single removal spell. And if we ever need to cast a Wrath, we're going to blow up our own Sash in the process. This seemed, like, really nightmarish to me. Just need a Lion Sash, yep. I guess they just sacked the Defiler for no value. Oh, and we get this Cauldron, which is kind of sick. Why'd they sack the Defiler, though? Now we can actually just Wrath them and we're completely fine. Wait, what the fuck happened? How did that turn go from so bad to so good? What the hell happened? So, a Braid on the stack, activate Stoneforge. In response... Welder the Dragon Engine out for the Chaos Defiler. That resolves. ETB, shoot the Recruiter of the Guard. That makes sense because you can't. The Stoneforge is already dying to the trigger that's currently on the stack. Then trigger still on the Stoneforge activation still on the stack. They then kill the Chaos Defiler, and then go and get the Needle on the Sash instead of just to like protect I guess they like weren't playing around all of their engineers dying this turn because they're like they want to protect from what is what they think is a sash coming, right? So if they don't put in the needle, then we can eat the dragon engine. But then we're gonna die to this chaos defiler. But we can solitude the chaos defiler. Like next turn after we untap and stuff, and like maybe then we're okay. Huh? Did I turn like? I don't know. I think I would have just cast this Wrath of the Skies last turn and avoided like all of this. But then I wouldn't have a Cauldron in play, so who knows? Oh, blast, woof. Oh, never mind, not woof. I mean, kind of woof because we're down all of our resources. But we have a Cauldron and they have one card in hand. Painter. Not a very good draw. Jamie, not a fan of F6 value and like pre-combating the Yorion to hand. I always just pick up the Yorion attack. It's F6 there. Unearth the Dragon Engine. They get to draw 3. Sure. Dragon Engine down. Don't have it. I mean, you just have to hope for no Grindstone, right? Hit him, cast Yorion, pray. It's nice that Saga in these decks has made it so that they have like 2 Grindstones, so it's not super often that you can just get like naturally Grindstoned like the. Well, they have an infinite power painter potentially. Can they do anything else? They could make it a welder and weld out the Cauldron for the vial and go to 1. Right? That's got to be the play, right? Make the painter a welder, weld out the Cauldron for the Aether Vial. And they get like a bunch of more looks. Oh, and then they just have 2 Devourer creatures the following turn. So we actually like need to top deck something. Because then they can untap and they threaten 2 creatures that can get Phyrexian Devoured. I'm pretty sure that's what this card is right here. I'm like 90% sure that this is Phyrexian Devourer. Opponent technically doesn't have to do it now, but they are playing into Solitude by not doing it now. Or like any other top deck instant speed removal spell. Like if we draw like a Path or a Plow, and they try to get fancy with it, then they just die. Or if we top deck that Surgical Extraction or something. Yep. Smart. Don't get fancy with it. Make the welder. Oh, that's an extremely good top deck for not dying to Devourers, huh? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We have 8 mana. Yeah, we just a Johnny, pick up a Johnny, play a Johnny. Can we do it again? Oh, they need Defiler too. That's probably much better than my play, huh? Wait, is it? Defiler can't beat the Cauldron, can it? Yeah, this doesn't seem nearly as good as the Welder play. I guess now they have 3 attackers. But no, they have to lose this, and then we just get to Johnny plus Yorion here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we just Legend Rule the Crocus. Have like 400 blockers. Yeah, there. Nope. No. Yep. A Johnny. Oh no, this thing is trample though. We are just dead. Never mind. Yeah, this Chaos Defiler is trample, right? They just make it infinite. Wait, no. What happened to the? Wait, they welded out the cauldron. I guess they had to. It's their only artifact. And then they lose the welder. Did they have to weld out the... You know, this is so much worse than them just welding out the Cauldra, right? They could have just welded out our Cauldra for the Aether Vial, and then untapped and had threatened 2 giant creatures. We top decked a card that managed to let us, like, not die to 2 infinite-sized creatures, but, like... Because then we would have had, like, a Johnny plus 2 cats to block, but, like they had, like, 2 loots. They could have drawn something. They could have drawn, like... I guess they could still technically draw Grindstone here, but... Welding out their Soul Cauldron for a one-time shot at Defiler that did almost nothing seems much worse. But it's hard to see that play sometimes. It's easy to forget that Welder targets your opponent's shit. They just, like, discard anything to try to find Soul Cauldron or Grindstone are the only cards that kill here. Also, no, Soul Cauldron does not kill. Never mind, because the Cauldron beats an infinite Trampler. I'm getting whiplash trying to parse these board states. Discards Bolt. They only discarded 1 card. That's not lethal. Why is this? This isn't anything. I don't like this block, because we don't have lethal, right? Oh, this block has to happen. No, you just block the Fury and take 5, right? You go to 3. They discarded a Bolt. They only have 1 card in hand. Oh, never mind. They're dead. That block didn't make sense to me. Right? You just block the Fury on the Cauldra, take the Chaos Defiler hit, go to 3. And you have lethal, right? Alright, that worked out. Opponent made some very unusual plays. They only discarded 1 card and then they died. I think they had to Fable into, like, exactly Grindstone, and they just had to discard everything that wasn't that. Did you see the Jeskai Violist thoughts? Yeah, the Violist looks cool. I just will never cast a Brainstorm ever, so I'll just never try it, but it looked like kind of cool. It's kind of like the natural evolution of Espervile that cut all the really bad black cards and a lot of, like, the cute one-ofs that weren't actually very good at all and put in, like, a Johnny Bombardiers. Yeah, what a weird game. I feel like there's a lot of ways we could have lost that game. But also a lot of ways we could have, like, played that game differently with, like, the Wrath of the Skies turns. Oops, I might have skipped a little bit too far. Alright, I don't understand you. Yeah, Brainstorm's like training wheels. You gotta cast the most powerful card in the format to win games. That's good for you. I'll just cast bad white cards and win games. In my defense, my league has been Blue-Black Omnitel, Red-Black Goist, and Veteran Explorer Allurin. Yeah, D&T has always been kind of like a try to dodge the nonsense sometimes, like very like fine-tuned to attack the expected decks of the format, and then sometimes you just like lose to like the random stuff. This hand kind of blows. We're shipping it. Just like 3 drops and lands. You just want to cast something on turn 1 or 2. Mulligan button's broken. I can quit brainstorm anytime. Words spoken by someone who's truly not addicted to casting good cards. Oh yeah, this hand's way better. What do we bottom here? I want to bottom the Magus a little bit. Maybe a land. I need. This is something that I'm not good at. Is that I think the correct bottom here is probably the third land, but I hate bottoming land 3 in 3-land multi-6s. It just like you just never hit your third land drop, and you just always hate yourself. But like I think it's correct here because like, maybe you could talk about like Solitude or Magus, but just. I think you can and maybe you should bottom land 3 here. He just moused over both these cards. I think he was thinking the exact same thing I am, where he's hovering over like, do I bottom Crocus or Wasteland, or do I bottom Magus or Solitude? Ends up on Solitude, sure. So Solitude's like kind of a fine bottom here because we don't have a ton of white cards for it, and like Solitude on your multi-6 is less good because you know you're down on cards already. You don't want to 2-for-1 yourself to kill a creature. Yeah, I respect not. Because you don't want to fetch basic planes here. If your Vial gets countered, you definitely want to be able to cast Magus on turn 3, potentially. Leading Crocus versus leading Wasteland's like pretty minimal. Nihil Spellbomb means blue-black tempo, which is nice. We are slamming this Ajani and hoping it gets dazed, and then slamming this Magus and locking everyone out of playing the game, hopefully. If the opponent fetches a basic, we are not slamming this Magus, obviously. They can. So this deck definitely has basic Swamp, but they only have 2 cards at hand. Basic Swamp only casts like Nethergoyf. Nethergoyf would be a 2/3, and we can cast second Magus. I'm playing Magus here. Our Johnny's dead, so our Flickers doesn't have any value. I'm casting Magus the Moon here. I'm locking us out. How many chainsaws should I grab in favor of chainsaw? I would be shocked if you're ever allowed to play 2 chainsaws in D&T. I bought exactly 1 copy, but I bought the cool, these cool arts. I bought it for Ghost Vacuum too. I'm always just like a huge alternate art fan though. I'll definitely be getting these in paper though. I love all the alt arts and promo arts and stuff. I'm windmill slamming this Magus. Sometimes you just gotta lock yourself out of the game and just it'll be fine. You just gotta believe in yourself. Coward! 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 Boo! Boo! I don't like this play. I think it's actually really correct to cast the Magus. Like, what does this swamp do? I guess the thing is actually a 4/5, not a 2/3, because they get to fetch and cycle the thing. And look at this! Now their Maguses are horrible. And we immediately drop basic planes. But like, we could have just stopped this frog from ever entering play. It would have been like totally great. Life would have been good. I don't like that. I don't like that play at all. Casting 3/1 that doesn't do anything. Ugh. The clock broken again. Why does this clock keep freezing up? It wasn't freezing up before. There we go. Fall out soon enough for good testing. Yeah, we get like a month before Eternal Weekend. I'm pretty pumped for it. Yeah, look how bad these Maguses are now. Another opponent has 2 basics. It was so much nicer if they just had basic Swamp. You get to cut them off like all their blue stuff. You just have to cast Yorion here. He gets dazed or whatever. You cry a lot. 4/6. Force of Will. That's crying a little bit less, at least. We still win if we top deck, like, Plow, but, like, double magazine is rough. Are you gonna buy a whiteboard Yorion for Eternal Gun? Nah, I got my serialized Yorion, number 68. I'm playing that until I stop playing Magic. Yeah, these Magus are just rotting in our hand. I think this game's, like, really locked up if we just slammed Magus. He did not float correctly. Can you not control Z after you floated? Oh, no. Yeah, just... It doesn't matter. He's super dead. But, like, because he floated 3 white and then played the land, means he can't control Z anymore, and he can't actually cast the Magus. But, I mean, we're drawing Spirit. Maybe we actually get somewhere. Rough game, though. I think that game was winnable. I think the game was really winnable. I think you just need to Jesus take the wheel, slam that Magus of the Moon. Yeah, this boarding all makes sense. I've talked to Jamie a lot about how to like sideboarding versus Delver. I usually like to board out Cauldron complete. It's like kind of fine not to, though. Johnny's a little bit better versus blue-black versus like actual factual Grixis, because versus Grixis it just like never blocks anything. Everything is flying. But versus blue-black, there are like you can gum up the ground board states a little bit more. Because Jite before cutting Cauldron? That's kind of wild to me. I kind of hate Cauldron in this matchup, but my preferences would be a very much changed if I just had access to Formal Wear and Chainsaw. I think my post-board configuration would ideally just be like Chainsaw, Formal Wear, Sash. Hands, fine. Usually like some removal, but you're on the play so you can be a little more proactive too. Throwing Cauldron is such a good way to combo when I can't cut it. That's like not the plan versus Delver though. Oh, you'd love to see Mother Runes get Force Willed. Like if you're attacking with your Bombardiers and you have sack fodder versus Delver, you're already fine. Or if you're getting your Cauldron to play versus Delver. Thoughtseize, take the Spirit. We Arid Mesa go. Oh, nice. Even better than Arid Mesa go. Arid Mesa Aether Vial. Probably one of the best cards we could have seen on the top of our deck there. That are like Source of Plowshares for this frog. Goyf. I love that this deck's playing Nether Goyf. It's just so nice for D&T. Just ground piddler. It's so easy to like put things in front of. Doesn't like accrue a bunch of like value over time. Like if you leave a DRC in play for too long, it's just a thing with power and toughness. Wait, our opponent just didn't play land 2? They just kept Force of Will, Thoughtseize, Nethergoyf? And fetched basic Swamp? Ambitious. I mean, I think our opponent's just fucking dying here now. Yeah. Broadside Bombardiers at Nethergoyf, go! And then we just get to Cauldron them, and then they die. Honestly, would probably rather get Formal Wear than Cauldron here anyway. I mean, Cauldron, they're dead, but like if you just untap Formal Wear, you Formal Wear the Recruiter, go get like, you know, Skyclave or whatever. They're just never winning. Are they literally dead from here? Yeah, they take 7 + 9. The old combo kill. Look at that. Look at that offhand. Just like you drew it up. Hands good. Definitely keeping, but like Early Frog, very scary for your removal light hands or your, zero removal hands. This hand's pretty good against Thoughtseize. So I'm kind of fine with it. Yeah, Aether Vial's like the only take there. Skyclave's nice. I would be a little tempted to Wasteland here on the opponent's Molda 6. Fetch Underground Sea, Thoughtseize you. Notably, they fetched Basic Swamp last time. So I think this is a show that they do have a second land in hand. Maybe they don't, though. I guess we'll never know. It's a little scary to Wasteland there with only 3 lands in hand and you just drew the Skyclave that you want to probably cast. I think I'd probably cast the Mom. Getting too aggressive with your Wastelands is an easy way to lose to tempo decks. You just curve Mom into Spirit into Skyclave, you're probably better off. Gonna win more games. Maybe you... Okay, now you definitely play second Mom. You just go Vial Mom. Maybe you go Mom Vial, actually. Not sure, which is actually better. Jeez. This opponent is aggressive. Extremely happy with that Force Will Exchange. We have Spirit to shut up. They're literally hellbent. Alright, you just fucking Skyclave this frog. GG's. Maybe you Spirit and just let because the frog can't do anything versus Mom plus Spirit anyway. And it, like, turns off top deck cantrips. I buy it. We drew the land, which means we can't, like, lose to Wasteland doing this. I respect this, yeah. Surveil End. Sure. Mill Bobble. Attack. Red's nice. I'm just Skyclaving the frog. Ugh. Go and beat downs. I'm probably Wastelanding my opponent twice now. They're at 6. I guess you just can cast Yorion, you're better off. Doesn't really matter, you're super ahead there. Easy. That's pretty much how the tempo matchup usually goes. The blue-black tempo matchup has felt really, really good for D&T lately. It's like the best the Delver versus D&T matchup has felt in a while. Blue-black meaning that you don't get, like, cheesed out by, like, burst, like, burn with, like, lightning bolts from 6th life or whatever. The deck has, like, Tamios, it's less aggressive. It's lower on Murktide regions. The deck is just not structurally built in a way that's, like, very good against Death and Taxes at all. It's really nice. Can't believe you, of all people, is putting Frog into the Skyclave. Look, it's not my fault that Frog's a cantrip card. They should have printed a Frog that goes into D&T. May 0024 is a... I don't know. I don't know what they are. This hand's fine. Not super thrilling. How do you think the matchup goes versus Red Prison / Initiative with rings nowadays? I think the list that is currently popular on MTGO with quad Caves of Chaos Adventurer, quad One Ring, quad Pyrogoyf is a really bad matchup for D&T. I also don't think that deck is very good. I think that deck is, like, a huge dog versus the blue-black decks, both, like, Tempo and Scam. And I think if you want to play mono-red right now, you need to trim down the curve and add more lands. Like, 19 lands, 12 4-drops, when the deck used to be 21 lands and, like, 0 4-drops, or, like, 3 4-drops, is absolutely madness to me. That deck is dying so many times to, like, a single Wasteland, and then, like, you get one spell dazed, and you just, like, can't fucking cast your shit. I think assuming that Moonstopping players restructure the deck to actually try to attack the meta instead of like the super greed piles that they're currently built, then I think the matchup just gets better for D&T again, obviously. But like the additions are very scary. One Ring's a very scary card if unanswered. Pyroif is just another big removal spell that's very threatening. Basic Island Ponder. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but it also doesn't affect our play. Just fetch planes, cast Mom. Cycle Troll. Alright, so it's Scam. The very non-threatening Scam start. They grabbed Underground Sea and played Underground Sea. I really want to Wasteland him here, but that doesn't feel right. So we're against Scam. Scam in game ones, you do have to get lucky to win. But does lucky mean Wasteland the Underground Sea, or does lucky mean cast Spirit, get it dazed, don't get Entomb reanimated, and then cast Sash, and then you're good? Like the end game goals, like in game one versus Scam, are having Sash up with white mana available, and then you like can't really lose that often. The struggle is getting there because oftentimes they can just cast Entomb and then reanimate, and then you die. What do they do on the Ponder? They shuffled on the Ponder. Ah, God. I hate these. I hate these choices. This deck is really land light. If they cycled Troll for C, played C, Ponder, shuffled, I really want to Wasteland this Underground Sea. But we have the Sash. We have, like, the turn 3 lock available with a way to check for, like, to pressure for days, right? We can play the Spirit into a daze so we can cast the Sash with the mana open, potentially. Ugh, this is a really tough spot. I think I would Wasteland, but I'm not. I'm not confident in that play. I think fetch planes, cast Spirit, and Wasteland C are very close. He's deliberating over probably the same thing. I think I would Wasteland, but it's really, really close for me. If they didn't shuffle, I think I would just slam Spirit. I don't love this. There we go. We wanted this to get dazed. I don't love this because they could like Wasteland the Wasteland, and we don't have the Sash white mana up. But it also means that they would just have Island, which means we can't die if only Island is in play. So I guess it doesn't matter too much. Reanimate Troll, okay, that's threatening but beatable here. They're at 13. We might just be able to raise a Troll too. We're at 19. We don't want to fetch if we don't have to. Probably just cast Sash, leave up Plains. And then next turn play the Arid Mesa, and then cast Recruiter for Solitude. Yep, easy enough. Yeah, eat our own stuff so we can start pressuring life totals. Maybe we play Vista instead of Mesa. Or, yeah, it doesn't really matter. They fetch basically the same thing whenever fetching Plateau. Solitude. Maybe Bombardiers? Try to just counter lethal them? I kind of respect it, honestly. Is it just actual lethal next turn if we just get Bombardiers here? Jamie isn't here. Yes, it is. It is like 5:30 a.m. over there or something. No, it's like 3:30 a.m. over there. So unfortunately, Jamie could not join me. Power seems okay here. It's a little bit riskier for Thought Seized, but I think if we get Thought Seized, we can just race. Honestly, it's so nice that we can't get Hardcast Griefed here, huh? I don't. Fetching there is really scary. I don't love fetching there. It means that if he has Forcible, we just die. I guess we don't just die because we have 3 blockers potentially, right? There's the Force. Yeah, this is why I didn't love fetching. I think we could have just raced if we didn't fetch. Now we're like in deep shit if he has Fatal Push. Sash is a 4/4, so everything's dying. Doesn't matter. We just Mother of Runes the Lion Sash, obviously. Nice that we only have to eat one thing here to kill the troll, at least, because if we... praying to God that made us not have a Fatal Push here. We can leave up a white mana to, like, so he can't, like, reanimate the troll a second time or something. Or, like, animate dead it. Reanimate would just have him be dead. Yeah. Kind of want to let that resolve a little bit. Yeah. But we have Skyclave for the anime dead. Yeah, like, you could kind of let that resolve because you just threatened the troll has to chump block your Lion Sash, but it's a little risky. But he clearly doesn't have the removal spell or he would have cast it. Works out. A little bit scary there, though. Yeah, this is what I usually do. Cut Johnny's, cut the GT, cut the Maguses. You can cut Flicker Wisp. You kind of have to leave in Cauldra with this configuration. Because... oh, no, maybe not, because you have double Sash now. He is playing 2 Sashes, which means you're, like, more allowed to shave the Cauldra and the GT. Sash is just always the equipment that you want in this matchup. This seems fine. I'll usually trim down on, like, Moms or Bombardiers as my last couple of cuts if I need more cards to shave in this matchup. I kind of want to keep this hand. Like, kind of crazy, though. Cage is so good. But... oh, he just keeps it. Wow, no hesitation. We're on ×2. Maybe there was some hesitation, but, like... I respect this keep. He needs to hit a land drop in, like, 2 turns. But, like... Cage is so good. We have Solitude Dancer or Frog. Uh-oh. 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 Alright, we're back in it. We're back in business. Fetch the old Surveil land. Mill anything that's not a land. Second Cage, deal. Protection from Brazen Borrower. I love that we can't get Hardcast Griefed here. It's so nice that this deck's plan B is that much worse. I guess you're probably solituding this, not pathing it, so... I guess maybe drawing the land changes things? There's little reason to path on draw step here. Could have like top deck this Force of Will, and there are 2 basics in the opponent's deck, so like unless one's in the hand and the other they just top deck, you're not really getting them. This is kind of fine. I knew we Solitude pitch. Kind of want to pitch Skyclave over to the other Solitude, honestly. Fetch. More parlors. Yeah, keep that. Jam into days. No days. Let's go. Okay, it's dead. Yeah, fair enough. Take the plow. Shout out to Radiohead, I guess. Alright, still in it. Still in it. Alright, alright, alright. These games are so silly. It's so nice that they can't just fucking cast Grief on 4 mana and just have a threat and take one of your cards. I cannot describe just how nice it is. Chainsaw moment? I think I bored out Chainsaw this matchup, so not really a Chainsaw moment, but... This Tameo's kind of fine. They're going to draw a couple of cards on it, but we have the Skyclave down the road to potentially answer it. Or maybe the Skyclave right now to answer it, huh? Maybe the Bombardiers to answer it? Huh. Oh, you fucking love to see it. Oh my god. Love the anime dead, anime dead, anime dead, and Tuventuma tracks a hand versus Cage. Get absolutely fucked. Scam. Oh, delicious. Well, I'm trying to figure out the recruiter choice there. What were we getting? Just like Spirit of the Labyrinth, maybe? Doesn't exactly turn off the Skyclave, but like we don't really care. I don't think we care that much about 1 clue token. And like turns off top deck cantrips to smooth out the curve, and then we just take up the Vial and Skyclave the Tameo the next turn, maybe. Seems like fine. I think most roads led to Rome there, though. That stage of the game. All right, round 5. This hand sucks. My favorite part of the stream was the hand cover for the last round. It was very funny. This hand is much better. Bottom of land. We got Vile Mom Spirit. Not much more you can ask for. Fetch Island Ponder. Something you're very fine with. If they are on Scam, they could be on Tempo. They could be on a lot of other things. You're just going to fetch Plains, cast Vial. Not cast Mother of Runes. Pro tip from last week's stream. Don't cast Mother of Runes there. Cast the Vial. Yeesh. Alright, you just gotta Slam Spirit now. Fetch Plains, Slam Spirit. Try to turn off this frog. Alright, cooking. Not cooking. Dead. Dead to Archon. Archon reanimate. Just entomb. Animate dead Archon. Dead. Yep. Concede. Scoop him up. I guess you could top deck Solitude here. That's not lethal. You only get 9 out of Solitude, and they gain the 3 up to 11. Yeah. Not quite gonna do it, huh? You're just literally dead, right? You can cast all these spells, and then the opponent's gonna attack you for 13. Attack you, put you to 10, jump the frog, discard 3 cards. You're just literally dead. You do get to flip a Johnny, though. True. Get the board the same as last time. Classic scam matchup. Board out all this fucking trash. Cage is such a good sideboard card right now. I kind of like... Oh, look, there's me in chat. Got the second sash in there. That's when I noticed this deck list for the first time. What was I saying? Something about Cage being great. I kind of didn't want to cut the Cage for the Ghost Vacuum, but I kind of just want to test out the card. It's kind of nice having a graveyard hate card you can actually board in versus tempo. Just make the matchup a little bit smoother. Kind of nice having a graveyard card that actually exiles stuff too. That isn't just like Formal Wear, or not Formal Wear, but that isn't just Cage, where it just like leaves everything in there, so if they bounce it, they can just get you. I remember hemming and hawing on this hand. These are the hands that you just like get tricked. It's just like this hand is like turn 3. It's like you kind of, you don't have to, but you kind of, I think you keep these hands on the play versus scam generally. Like they don't always have the turn 2, especially post board when having the turn 2 isn't always good, because you have access to the graveyard hate. So you do want to be able to play a regular game of Magic. You don't want to mull like crazy trying to find the hate cards. This hand plays a game of Magic and can also present graveyard interaction on turn 3, uncounterably off the Vial potentially. We can like Vial in the Sash if we cast the Stoneforge. These are hands I think you just kind of have to keep and hope that they don't have like the hand that lines up that beats your hand, right? You can easily mulligan to 6 here and then like have a Cage and then just get like Thoughtseize into Frogged or whatever, right? You don't have a functional hand. There's me. I hate these hands so much, but I find myself keeping them maybe more than I should. That's about right. I respect how much Jamie actually like thinks about a lot of this stuff too. A lot of the times I'll just be like, I'm bored of thinking keep, or I'm bored of thinking mulligan. But just like you have 25 minutes on your clock. A lot of games of Magic don't take 25 full minutes. Spend your time wisely. Sit and think about your plays. Another Thoughtseize. Take the Bombardiers. Like, this hand is much worse if we had, like, mulled to 6, right? We just get, like, double Thoughtseized. But now we have a Vial going, we have lands. Opponent misses the land drop too, just keeps 1 land, double Thoughtseize. Life's great. We top deck this Fairy Macabre. Life's incredibly great. Pop Yorion in hand this turn. Go down 2 Thoughtseizes. We can't get griefed anymore. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal into Ponder. I'm really hoping they just like go like land and Tomb Reanimate into our Fairy Macabre that we just top decked and they don't know about. They did not shuffle. And don't hit land drop? Did they like Ponder into Entomb Reanimate? What the fuck? Ponder, no shuffle, no land drop, go is so perplexing. Okay, it looks like they did in fact Ponder into Entomb Reanimate, and we're just gonna annihilate him with this Fairy Macabre. Hell yeah. Yeah, Exile Bomber just makes sense. Your limited opponent is main decking a Leyline of the Void. Did they get you? Are they turning off your graveyard cards? Tick up. We don't tick up? Huh? We have a Yorion in hand. And a Caracas in play. Why don't we tick up? You don't use your graveyard? Aw, dang. It would have been really funny if they, like, got your ass. Alright, now we're sitting pretty. We'd be sitting prettier if this vial was on 4 instead of 3. But it's fine. Push the Stone Fortress to the Sash is kind of unusual. Take this vial up. Take the vial. I guess now maybe you just cast the Yorion. But you need to hold up your white mana now. You have Sash in play. What's up, Mario? Yeah, we just cast Cage. Cage is great. Do Extreme Deception. Yeah, we're doing a review of Jamie's Sicko Showcase run. I would have probably left up 2 mana here. No, there's like no way you actually get punished because they need. I guess that you could get punished by like Wasteland Lotus Petal or something. Wasteland Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual might be in their deck. They have Lotus Petals. 1 damage probably isn't worth getting got by a random like Wasteland into kill you line. Sure. I mean, I guess that's kind of scary. Wubwajin22, thanks for the follow, appreciated. That is kind of scary, but we can like Caracas block it forever. Caracas Yorion Violent 5 block. Oh, well, we just draw that. Recruiter Solitude punch. Life's great. You're watching a stream when yeah, I watched a fair bit of his stream. It's nice to I missed a few of the matches. It's nice to see them. I was also hoping he would top 8. Barely missing was rough. He was kicking himself about round 7, I think, which I did not see to completion. So I'll go back and watch it. That will be cool. But yeah, this game's over. That there's another painter match. Spoilers for people that have not watched the stream, but there's a painter match down the road in one of these future rounds. It was only as intense as it was because he made it the crackpot decision on like turn 2 or 3, in fairness. But yes, it was an extremely tense game versus Painter. My hands were sweating just watching that game. Alright, just gotta win game 3 now, huh? This is like almost identical to the other hand, right? But this hand is a Spirit instead of a Stoneforge, and we're on the draw. I think that means you ship it. This hand is notably worse than the previous hand, right? Because you'd rather... The Stoneforge represents the endgame state that you want, that you turn off the graveyards, right? Spirit doesn't do that. So I think I shipped... And we're on the draw, obviously. So, like, all of those plans are worse. I think you shipped this. Yeah, this hand's better. We got the Sash, we got Plow Solitude. You just bottom the Solitude, I think. You don't want them reanimating that. You don't want to pitch a card to it. Terrifying. Just cold sweat pouring off of me. Seeing my opponent go Underground Sea Petal go. Just absolutely mortified. No Entomb, praise. Alright, not fetching the Surveil Land. But also Brainstorm Wasteland means... probably just means Troll, honestly. But it also means that we're just going to fetch a basic Plains. I'm just going to go Plains Go again. Or maybe Mesa Go. Yeah, Land Go, whatever. No reason to expose the Sash to Daze or anything. Yep, Cycle Troll, get Sewers. Reanimate the Troll, reanimate... I'm praying that they reanimate the Troll here. Yes, I'm just ecstatic. Jumping in my seat that they reanimate the Troll here. You can just plow the Troll, untap Sash. Get you. Important note there, something that's easy to miss. You've, like, the fetch before the plow there, because it doesn't particularly matter with this hand, but a classic legacy gotcha moment if you have a basic and a fetch land versus a wasteland in a daze deck, and you cast your 1-mana spell, is that they can wasteland your fetch, and then if you fetch in response, they daze the plow that's stalled in the stack. Wouldn't have mattered terribly here because we have the backup plow, but just a good habit to be mindful of when you're playing against daze wasteland decks with your fetch land deck. Now we just go plain Sash, or maybe fetch land crack plain Sash. I learned that lesson the hard way. People often do. It's a hard one to see in a lot of the moments too. It's a tough one to always have dialed in. I've played into it before. I played into it at Gen Con. Luckily, it just didn't matter that game. But oh, hey, that is a nice top deck. Having 2 layers of graveyard interaction against Scam is just so nice. You just feel the stress just melts away. You feel like you're so ahead. I don't even know if I would cast Recruiter here. There's not a lot with this for the Sash to eat. You just attack, eat like one thing, or maybe just eat both the strands. Maybe just attack for 1. What if 4 cards handed did nothing? I feel like the Sash is dying. Yep. I would just eat their reanimate. And their brainstorm, I guess. Oh no, we're leaving up like plow plus days. Yeah, that's fine. Barrogoyf. Oh. Part 1 of stream over. Part 2 of stream. Wait, what happened? Oh, this is his stream disconnected briefly around here. So we can piece together what happened. It looks like literally all we missed was the Barrogoyf went on the stack and then he plowed it and then untapped and played this Arid Mesa and like that, and that's where we are now. Which, you know, makes sense. Do you have October 16th circled on your calendar? Look at this. Look at this. This clock we have ready. Counting down the seconds until we get formal wear. What do you recruit here? Opponent has 3 cards in hand. We don't have a good removal spell. So, like, we're in a little bit of danger of getting frogged. Opponent draws to 4 cards, cast Frog has 3 cards. Frog is essentially 5 toughness. So, I guess Recruiter plus Broadside does check Frog, potentially. They would need so truly like the perfect set of cards to beat just the Surgical Extraction, right? They need Force, blue card, and Tomb Reanimate, or like Thoughtseize and Tomb Reanimate. And if they had Thoughtseize, they would have cast it, right? They would have Thoughtseized us and then cast the Barrogoyf. I don't know what to get here. Like, the go-to Solitude's not that good, because we have exactly 5 mana, you're playing into Daze. You could get, like, the second Sash. You could just get Skyclave to prep for a Barrogoyf or a Frog. I don't know. I don't remember. I was literally watching this game. I don't remember what he gets. Well, let's find out, huh? Is it like this is a tough call? I think I'm just not scared of a lot. I think I would get Skyclave here. It's either Skyclave or just like Macabre. Just be like really safe. If you feel confident, you get Macabre here. But I feel a little unconfident about dying to like a Frog. But we do, like I said, we do technically have Frog checked currently. Second Sash was an option I was talking about. I guess Priest isn't very good. Priest puts up the second shield this turn at least, but yeah. Okay, I talked about second Sash being an option. It's like fine. It helps check a Barrogoyf as well as could potentially check Frog, right? It could stop Frog from jumping. I think this is like a pretty respectable choice. Those post-board games were rough. Yeah, that's kind of the hopes that D&T has versus Scam. Is that we can get these post-board games with a bunch of hate cards. Nothing. Passing priority. Excellent. Love it. Love to see it. For like the 87th time whenever we're playing against Scam, it's so nice that they can't just fucking cast Grief here. It's so nice that they can't just Grief you here. Jesus, oh my god, it's incredible. I love not being griefed against Scam. Just really has made the matchup feel so much better. Jamie, yeah. Jamie had like the double cage game too. I've definitely built this sideboard with Scam in mind. Deck is very scary. Alright, we just cast Sash. Call it a day. Hardcast Force. That's a fine trade. Good with that outcome. We could have pre-combated the Sash potentially. To like, if they does get forced, then we could just cast the Bombardiers there. It was like pretty minor. Lost to Grief a bunch after. Yeah, it's just like you being down a card and it being so hard to block. It's just it's so nice for a creature deck. Like a deck like D&T especially, just like Grief bridged the gap between the fair game and the unfair game for Scam so well that it was just like super annoying. It's so nice that it's gone. There's so many points where like Scam sits here with like 4 mana and doesn't have like a big threat to play if you have interaction for their unfair stuff. It's so nice. Wasteland's fine. Do have to worry about the Solitude getting dazed potentially now. Push the 1/1. Alright, deal. Red Zone. 2/2 haste. Let's go. Beat him down. Could also add Yorion to hand, but I think I'm beating him down first. Love a good 2/2 haste for 3. Brainstorm into what's the worst? I guess the worst possible is the Entomb Reanimate Forcible thing that I was talking about, but worst that is likely is probably just like Frog or something. We can deal with Frog. If it's just Cantrip, we're fine. Cantrip, Ponder, Shuffle. Kind of at the mercy at the top of the deck here, but feeling pretty safe with Removal Spell plus Graveyard Hate in hand. And a a threat in play, however small. Hey, Deganev, thanks for the follow, appreciated. Hey, Cage, extremely good top deck. Like I said, 2 layers of interaction, always the nicest. You can also chuck the Cage with the Bombarders if you really need to. But this lines up so that we aren't dying to like Thoughtseize / Force of Will plus Entomb Reanimate. Top deck the Thoughtseize right here. Did you also have the Entomb Reanimate part? That would have been pretty nasty. You did? Oh my god. You also had the Entomb. That's why this is exactly why I was always saying, like, 2 layers is exactly what you want. That would have, this game could have so easily swung, yeah. Top deck Cage. It'll be nice in 3 weeks when I can top deck Formalware in that position too. You Formalware back the Sash instead, and you're safe. Jeez, but yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Worst case scenario is like Thoughtseize / Force of Will plus Entomb Reanimate. You just probably take the Solitude at this point. You just have to give up on the Reanimate plan versus the Cage. I mean, I don't know what's in your hand at this point, but take the Solitude, take the Orion. Both are not great. Yep, take the Solitude. Never mind. I was debating whether or not slamming Yorion is the correct play. I think the answer is just no now. You don't want to slam the Yorion into Daze. Necessarily. Ugh. No, we have a card that we can hold up. Frog. Oh, I remember what happens here now. There's some deliberation on whether or not to Red Elemental Blast before untapping. And he was like, no, what if I draw like Skyclave or something? I'd rather have the Red Elemental Blast. I'll probably be fine, whatever. I could Surgical this is the other thing. He could like Surgical the Force of Will. And then blast the Frog, but then realizes that the Frog can exile the Force of Will in response to the Surgical, so you can't take that. I think I would blast here to untap, because if we draw a land, I just want to cast Yorion for a clock. Some people are saying I wouldn't. Some people are saying just blast Frog. I would blast Frog. I might even say I would blast Frog. Oh yeah, my line was, if he has Force of Will, we can throw Yorion at Frog worst case. If it's like blast Frog, Force of Will, Reb, untap, we slam Yorion, attack, throw the Yorion at the Frog to clear it, or just like have the Yorion to block the Frog potentially. And then actual like biggest punish is top decking the other blast, because now you can't if he does have Force of Will here. We can't cast a double blast because of our mana. Oh yeah, there's me. I'd blast. You can throw Yorion at it, worst case. Oops. We top deck second blast. It's blast and upkeep, I guess. It doesn't matter a ton, but shoot it, and then it dies. Yeah. Still need to deal these last couple of points of damage, but we're getting there. Sometimes your Bombardiers just needs to attack 5 times and throw nothing. think this Bombardier has attacked for like 6 or 8 at this point and has yet to throw a single card. Mills and Tomb. Fatal Push. Alright. R.I.P. Bombardiers. I think now with the tap land, you also don't cast the Yorion into the days. You hold up this blast. Not blasting a cantrip here. Saving your blast for like Frog or Borrower potentially. Thoughtseize. Oof. I guess we're playing a slow one. Just Thoughtseize the Yorion. This is game 3, right? Game 2 was there was like 2 Grafdigger's Cages in play. I'm pretty sure this is game 3. Yeah, because we mulliganed the opening hand in game 2 was like Stoneforge plus Vial, and we kept it. And the opening hand this game was Vial plus Spirit of Labyrinth, and then we mulliganed it. Yeah, this is game 3. I don't remember how a lot of these games end. This game I remember just does take a while. But feeling pretty good with Cage Surgical, Blast Swords. Obviously we could flood out and, you could draw a bunch of good cards and we'd run out of answers. But we have a lot of answers. Getting like severely punished every turn by like not casting card spells into days and just like getting them Thoughtseize turn after turn, but I think I agree with all the choices. Spirit's a good draw. Shuts off future cantrips. Beats down. You had a troll in this ponder. We're we had hard cast troll territory. Troll deluge here. Do we even have anything to recruit? I think this might be Squire, right? We just cast Stoneforge as Squire. We have 2 sashes down. Chat just going nuts for Squire. Chad also identifying the scary cards here are Hardcast, Troll, and Barrowgoyf, which makes sense. Notably, we have Plow plus like a Blast for a Force to protect Adipose at the very least. But so is this just a deluge turn then? Ugh. I guess if you have the 6th land here, you could just cast the Troll. Because it sets up the blocks, and if you have Plow as removal, then you get to gain life. And it's definitely more mana efficient. I don't know how much more you'll get from Deluge, because I don't. Yeah, Plow is obviously not lethal, and then he holds off and then top decks the perfect card to lethal here, which is very funny. I think he's still pretty far ahead in this game if this gets plowed and you attack and then you Deluge for 2 and kill everything. You go up to 10, you go down to 6, you go down to 4 off the Deluge. The hand is random card if he draws something else instead of the path, and then has the blast too. Still rough, but yes, the top deck path for the lethal. Waiting on the Plow to take a draw set makes sense. Waiting on the Pyroblast on the Frog the previous, 5 turns ago or whatever made less sense. But yeah, that Cage is messed up. Cage is so good. Big Cage fan. Chat going nuts on the top deck. Also notable, we talk about it in chat afterwards. Like with the surgical in hand that last turn, the correct play would if he has, well, I guess it's always is it always correct to play around force and surgical to force because you have like guaranteed lethal, right? Versus 3 cards in hand. Oh no, we have the Reb, so it doesn't matter. So we have the Reb to be 1 force, but if there are 4 cards in hand, if they're like force, blue card, then you can like surgical the force of will to make sure that there's no like double force, double blue card, so you can just path and attack for lethal, like, guaranteed. But it's like really, really minor. Have we been watching this at normal speed? I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot to speed up the second half of this video. I'm a fool. Oh well, only 4 more rounds. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, we got time. We'll get here by... We'll finish the stream by 11. Going into round 6. I love the matchup spread. Eldrazi, Painter, blue, black, blue, black, blue, black. Nice mixture of tempo and scam, though. Sand is... I'll just say it's fine. It's got the combo. Not super thrilling. I'd probably keep it. I almost saw that followed notification and said, hey, is thy best, thanks for the follow. Oh, he molds it. Interesting. Sand is... Is it fine? I always get heart palpitations when I see my opponent fetch Underground Sea on turn 1. Ponder's one of the less scary things. 4 Atraxas, no trolls. It was just like really leaning into the reanimator part and less into like the fair stuff, I guess. Wasteland. Opponent did not shuffle on the Ponder. That seems a little aggressive. I guess we're thinking that, okay, I never mind, I get it. We're assuming that this matchup is scam. We're wastelanding and praying there. Just because, again, the thesis of the scam matchup in game 1 is that you need to get a little bit lucky, you need to, like, you know, mana screw them, or have them have, like, a little bit of a clunky hand, and give yourself some time to find the cards that matter, which is, like, Stoneforge for Lion Sash. So the wasteland there makes sense. If you assume that they're on blue-black tempo, that wasteland looks really bad. But I don't know how much you can even glean. I think this hand is good enough against tempo that maybe you're just allowed to play as if they're Reanimator until you get some more information. Yeah, that's what I'm saying in chat. Game 1 versus Scam, you kind of gotta cheese wins. I'm kind of into the wasteland. Days Mom, I'm ecstatic, especially if they are on Scam, but it's kind of an indicator that they might be on a fair, tempo instead. Thoughtseize the Mom means that, like, they're almost assuredly on tempo at this point, though. I don't think they're on Scam anymore. Otherwise, they just, like, never Thoughtseize the Mom. Alright, Spellbomb, lock it in. They are on blue-black tempo. XJ React streamer. Yeah, I kind of wanted to play the new cards today, but there was just no other point in my schedule that I was going to fit in analyzing Jamie's run. And I really wanted to... go over his matches because he played really well. I wanted to I love watching other D&T players at work. I don't love this fetch Elegant Parlor here, honestly. I kind of like against this wasteland that's no nympho. I kind of just want to get my mana out under me. You one monitor gamer? No, I got my other monitor right over here. I'm a little scared of getting wasteland. Like we fetched a Surveilland and milled this Arid Mesa, right? Wait, did we? What did we? Arid Mesa. We milled a basic plains. Yeah, I don't know. I like having land drops. We could do both. I mean, I can't critique a match of Magic and play a different match of Magic at the same time. We're gonna fetch Plateau here? Mad lad. I guess, like, because you know the Wasteland's happening, but, like, you have almost no red cards game 1 that matter versus tempo. I don't know. I probably would have just not fetched this Elegant Parlor. Jamming into Days I like here. We had a mom that got forced, and then another mom that got... No, we got a mom that got dazed or something. You just get, like, Stoneforge here, probably. You have a bunch of removal in hand. You just want a threat, especially a cheap one. If they have, like, double Wasteland, it's kind of nightmarish for you. Again, that's probably why I would have, like, set up my mana a little bit more in a little bit more of a stable fashion in the face of this Wasteland. Nethergroif. Crack Spellbomb. Notably not a Formal War moment. Our opponent has a main deck Nihil Spellbomb in play. We just get to cast Stoneforge for Sash into Mother of Runes. I don't love Cauldron checking here. I would maybe Formal War is okay. Well, okay, if they crack Nihil Spellbomb in response, I kind of want to get Formal War now. Weirdly enough, obviously you can't here. I think I would get Sash though. You just kind of want bodies. You could pitch it. You might pitch it to the Solitude. Honestly, I don't love GTA. GTA is so mana intensive. I think I just get Sash for pressure. We have a bunch of removal. Yeah, this is all fine. Yeah, there's second Wasteland. Kind of a nightmare. There's Frog. It's fine. More beatable. We miss on land. We only have 2 lands. It would be nice to be able to, like, put in this Sash. There's the third Wasteland. Again, this is why you really value your mana stability for Delver highly. We have Solitude. We're not dead. Solitude that thing, pitch Skyclave. No Force of Will. Ugh. Opponent's finally run out of frogs to cast. We still miss a land drop. Yeah, this is the nightmare. You would send Mom there. It's been so many turns. It feels like there's a pretty good chance our opponent has a removal spell in play, or worst case has like a Bowmaster. They mill a Fatal Push on this Undercity Sewers, which maybe indicates that they have no removal because, like, oh, this Fatal Push is dead versus Mom. Which is, I guess, what his read is in attacks. But, like, this is, like, nightmarish into Orcish Bowmasters, which isn't always main deck, but is sometimes. But, like, if your opponent has Orcish Bowmaster, you just get so fucked. But, like, me... break out into a Sweat on the tap 2 mana, but it's just Borrower on Mother Runes, which is, like, pretty fine. And then Daze the Mom on the way back. This is a very decent exchange for you as a D&T player. Pretty happy to see, like, the punish for attacking with Mother of Runes is just, like, basically nothing, because that day is absolutely eating a spell. Having it eat a 1-drop, you're super happy. Y'all told me the old cards were power corrupt. We have Spirit of the Labyrinth on our deck. This card was printed in 2013. 2014, maybe? We can't talk about old cards being power corrupt here. We got Flicker Wisp in our deck. This card's from, like, fuck, what, 2009 or something? Okay, we're probably... We have one turn to hit the land drop here. Okay, not land drop, but... Solitude Frog. Pitch the Wisp? Yeah. Force the Will. Alright. Well, if opponent misses, and then we top deck land next turn for Spirit, we have a chance. No land. I mean, this is obviously statistically pretty unlikely, but again... Oh, there's the Orcish Bowmasters, yeah. Actually, it's super dead there, but... This is why I value my mana stability a lot versus Delver. I think the fetching Surveillandos may be okay, but I would have... If I had fetched Surveilland, I would not have milled Plains, I think, at that stage of the game. Do you think Frog needs to be banned? I don't think it needs to be banned. I think it probably will be banned at some point. It's, like, probably over the line. But this is, like... it's felt... I don't have a good perspective as anyone other than a D&T player. So, like, I don't know how other decks feel that much about Frog. Other than Moonstompy, which fucking hates Frog. But, like, it's felt pretty tame as far as, like, broken Delver shells go. Like, Blue-Black Tempo has been, like, the weakest Delver deck that has been, like, top of the... Like, the weakest Delver deck that's ever sat at the top of the meta. I kind of want to keep the Sand. Sand's, like, kind of insanely greedy, but... Weaker than Dreadhorde Arcus meta. Dreadhorde Arcus meta Delver was absurdly busted. It was the Dreadhorde Arcus plus Oko Rug Delver meta. Oko Dreadhorde Delver was like one of Delver's high points. One of the tier 0ist Delvers has ever been. He actually does keep the Sand, which is kind of neat. Something of note here is that Crocus slowly coming back in the Ragavan days. I actually really valued Crocus in my openers versus Delver because Ragavan sucked versus D&T, but like Crocus just made the card a stone blank. So like Crocus is starting to become a spell in your hand versus these tempo decks a lot because of Tameo. Y'all told me Snoko was more broken, and it would have been if you didn't make me play Reb. Rug Delver was like the best deck in that format by a lot. Snoko was just like the deck that I wanted to like bang my head against a wall and like not play Magic anymore. Alright. Hey, not bad. Surveil, find some spells. I never lost to a skill issue. I think that once we invented Yori on D&T, I'm pretty sure D&T was like favored versus both Snoko and Rug Delver, but that does not change the fact that that meta made me want to bash my head into a wall. Opponent misses land drop, just kept basic Swamp Thoughtseize. Cool, cool, cool. Most powerful Delver deck I played was Grixis. Yeah, it's hard because you have to like once you start talking about like how the power level of Delver, you have to tune it to the era that the deck existed, because like Probe Therapy Deathrite Delver may have been like the best, but like Legacy's power level has risen such to the point that like maybe it would have been beaten by like one of the other Delver. I guess like Luris Delver is probably just the most broken, right? Luris is just, like, the best Magic card ever printed. This challenges the gauntlet where opponents just... This is, like, the third fucking time, like, one of his blue-black opponents has just kept, like, basic Swamp Thoughtseize and just missed lands, too. Where do I get these opponents? Yeah, pre-nerf Luris is probably the best Magic card ever printed. So I have to imagine that Luris Delver was probably, like... It's tough, though, because Luris Delver was probably the highest power level Delver deck that has ever existed. But also, there were just other Luris decks, and there was Zerda that existed that were also insanely high power level, because Companion was just exceptionally broken. So, like... Comparative to the rest of the format, Luris Delver wasn't actually, like, super busted. It was obviously very busted and got, you know, Giga banned alongside Zerda, but, you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Yes. There were other Luris decks more than there were, like, other cruise decks. Leyline Garuda kind of came after that, because Leyline Garuda could just, like, never actually beat Delver anyway. Yes. It is very funny that the errata on Luris took Luris from being the best creature ever printed to second place of, I think, still the best creature ever printed, maybe? I think post-nerf Luris is second place on the best creatures of all time, only beaten by pre-nerf Luris. Anyway, not a lot to say about this game. Getting on a tangent about about broken Delver decks, but, like, opponent missed land drop and discarded this Murktide Regent, and I think also discarded this Hydroblast. And we're online with, like, Violon 2, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Red Elemental Blast, Swords of Plowshares. They're probably gonna, like, double Bowmaster this Mother of Runes and just die to this fucking Yorion and Spirit of the Labyrinth. These plays have been, like, pretty scripted here. We have Blast, Plow. Feels hard to lose here, huh? This was something of deliberation. I think I don't blast here, but the first blast on a cantrip is, like, probably fine. I'm not a huge fan of blasting Ponders usually, but opponents, like, stuck on mana, obviously. They have a bunch of spells dance, so if we can just, like, trip them up for a couple of turns and just kill them with a 4/5, like, maybe it's just worth it. Would have loved to have blasted a Brainstorm over a Ponder, though. But once you blast the first Ponder, you're kind of incentivized to blast the second Ponder. Decent argument for Psychic. Psychic Frog doesn't make best creature ever printed. No way. Psychic Frog even make, like, top 5. Hey, obviously, like, best using quotations because there are a lot of cards that, like, are in the ranking for, like, very distinctly different reasons. I'd say, like, Deathrite Shaman and... Is it Traxa, like, one of the best creatures ever printed? Probably, right? It's, like, the best creature to cheat into play, and just every format gets to cheat Traxa into play. Okay, opponent's double Bowmaster. We don't draw cards. We don't do that here. Oh, something that is notable here. Something that I glossed over because we're, like, talking about other shit. And that I think a lot of people might... I might have missed it myself, even, like, during this game. Let's actually fucking talk about this game for a moment, huh? is that Jamie is attacking with Yorion and then proactively picking it up with the Caracas, which I think a lot of people would miss just because, oh, you just, the Yorion's protected by the Mother Runes doesn't even really matter. It's like we can just pick it up. If they make the attack, we'll just pick up with the Yorion and then Violet back in and then just get them, right? It's whatever. Who cares? But you get completely fucking annihilated by, I guess you could do the whole, like, control, activate Aether Vial, activate Caracas thing. But, like, if you Caracas your Yorion and then they Brazen Bar your Aether Vial, you just get, like, insanely fucked. But I guess you can just hold priority, activate Vial, then target with Caracas or something like that to play around that. But then you're holding down control on Moto, which just, I always start sweating. Golgari Grave Troll. Yeah, that's probably one of the most broken creatures ever. One of the best creatures ever printed. Same trick as Stoneforge. Not many people would remember to do that file here. Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of people. I think there's a decent number of D&T players that would lose this game to Brazen Borrower. Frog. We could untap and then Plow Frog. We have like 8,000 mana. Another Plow's nice. Especially if opponent has like Forcible. Would Grave Troll be better than Frog at this board state? No, checkmate. Grave Troll would be a 1/1, right? Yeah, there's one creature in a graveyard. Yeah, that's exactly the nuance of, like, what defines a creature, right? Atraxa's really busted, but, like, that's because, like, it's, 1,000 mana and does a billion, and it's, like, really easy to cheat into play. Is it the same thing as casting a 1-drop? Is Grave Troll even really a creature if it's never entering the graveyard, entering play meaningfully? It could just be a blank text box that just says Dredge 6. Name the actual text on all the creatures in Dredge. Grave Troll enters with a +1/+1 counter for each creature in your graveyard and has regenerate for, what, 1 colorless? 2 colorless, maybe? I think 1 colorless. It, like, loses a, plus, like, losing a counter or something, right? Tell me what Shambling Shield does other than Dredge 3. Oh, fuck. Does it, like, sack itself to, like, gain 3 life or something? No, there's, that's a different guy. That's like a Dredge 2 guy. That, like, gains life when it leaves play. Sack itself, put a +1/+1 counter? Okay, I was close. I knew it. I guess I didn't. I completely forgot Grave Troll has the regen ability. Got him. Everyone knows Stinkweed Imp, though. 1/2 flying, Death Touch in quotation marks. Because it's not actually Death Touch, it's like a weird triggered ability. And then, Thug. 1/1 for 2. Puts a creature on... mandatory puts a creature on top, very notably. So, currently noticing the guy in the video is not me. Yes, this is Jamie. This is Jamie who is, who 7-2'd the showcase this weekend. I O2 dropped and did other things with my Sunday. Yeah, the old desperation blockers. Both Stinkweed Imp and Thug. Trying to get back on track here. This hand's good. A lot of removal. A couple of things, fill out the early game. Happy with his hand against tempo. Little susceptible against Daze. We don't really want to cast a 3-drop on 3. A lot of bad art, though. Yeah, I don't know what Jamie was cooking with his basic land choices. He's Got a bunch of like mismatching planes, random like full art from All Will Be One. Fatal Push Nethergoyf. Oh, we drew Spirit. That's nice. We can like daze check. I'll block. Would I block? Maybe not. I guess they decided it's not worth it. I kind of don't want to cast the Spirit here, huh? You could cast Bombardiers, maybe. Add your in hand? I don't hate it. It's fine. I don't like casting Spirit here. I think you can wait a turn. Casting Bombardiers is like kind of mid. Adding your in your hand is like pretty respectable here. Oh, I don't hate it. Not doing a lot with our mana. We don't really need to hold up Red Elemental Blast very much. Although, it would be kind of nice to hold up Red Elemental Blast here. Blast a Frog, untap, Skyclave the Nethergoyf. Now we have to, like, play into Daze again. I guess we could just Skyclave the Frog, huh? Leave the Nethergoyf around. We could also Skyclave the Nethergoyf and pray that our Spirit lives. To turn off the Frog until we untap and blast it. This works out okay, though. We can, like, Wrath for 1 potentially to clear the Nethergoyf for a while. It's hard for this deck to get to Delirium. Sometimes. Because getting that creature in the graveyard can be tough. See, now we've fetched. Look at how we fetched. Basic, 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 basic. Immune to Wasteland. We can cast all our fucking spells. Look at that. That's nice. We've learned from our game 1 mistakes. It's kind of awkward here. If you want to play around hardcast Force of Will plus Daze, you need to shock in the Witch Enchanter. Or bolt in the Witch Enchanter. Bolt Yorion. That's kind of aggressive into what could easily be Force of Will or Daze that we've played around all game. I don't hate this, actually. I don't hate just deciding that I will lose to Force plus Daze. Not lose to. I will happily exchange my cards for Force plus Daze. This attack is dreadful. Oh my god, I remember this attack now. Oh no, everything's coming apart. Oh god. It's all coming back. Never attack with your Spirit when you have a Skyclave. Oh no. Oh no. Jamie. What are we doing here? Just Fatal Push. And you're kind of priced into playing into this Daze now and just hoping that they don't have it. You can blast the Spirit token, the Illusion token at least. Me and chat. Attacking with Spirit is crazy there. But you just have to blast the Illusion, I think, here. Ugh. Okay, we don't get dazed here, thank the Lord. Could have been a disaster. His expression is like, yeah, my bad. Yeah. He immediately recognized the error of his ways. Gotta be cognizant of that stuff, though. Bomba time? Is this lethal? 5? No, it's 1 off. Oh, wait. Did we draw this Wasteland for turn? We did. Okay, so we couldn't play Bombardiers around this Force of Will that he's been holding up for multiple turns. Really feels like there's a Force of Will coming, huh? Everybody does it once every 50 games. Yeah, definitely. Easy one to trip up on. Opponent tries to cast this Nethergoyf. No, they don't. Okay. They just Toxic Deluge. Thought that was the attempt to cast Nethergoyf portion. There's the Force of Will. We finally got the Force of Will 2-for-1s because we played around the hardcast Force of Will for so long. Just cast Bomber to post combat. Plays around the Toxic Deluge to not. I don't know if I would have. It's still lethal to just untap and cast it next turn, right? Audio break? Hello? Fuck. What is this? 101. My internet's fine, so why did the video die? Oh. Alright. New plan. I also have his stream on YouTube. For chat, he also uploaded only the second half of his stream onto YouTube. Oh, alright, yeah, get rid of that. Go here, we do this instead. We migrate. Turn up the quality so it's less blurry. What happened? We got deluged, we got... Oh, here we go. We get the Bombardier's Force World this turn. Alright. We're back in it. It's probably correct to cast the Bombardier's post-combat there, yeah, but expertly played around the Toxic Delusion accident, I think. Now the opponent tries to cast the Nethergoyf because they have 4 card types in the graveyard, not realizing that the Nethergoyf is the 4th card type in the graveyard. So they cannot exile itself trying to escape itself. We will just fetch Surveillant here, untap, and Yorion, unless we surveil into something better. Elegant Parlor, surveil into something cool. Yep, that's something cool. That is one of the best possible cards on the top of the deck, I think. Means that the Nethergoyf isn't coming back. And it's a lethal threat, and it doesn't play into days. Eat the Nethergoyf, say go. Live in the dream. Opponent dead. Yeah, opponent concedes, we did it. Alright, let's speed up the video again, because I forgot to do that. Oh, 6-0, huh? Alright, this is the match. So James was playing really well. I think the only notable turn cycles and stuff that were weird were game 2 against Painter. There was the weirdness of around playing the Wrath of the Skies and stuff that I'm not sure I saw eye to eye with him on. There was the fetching versus game 1 versus tempo there, where he doesn't set up his mana and then he gets wastelanded out of the game. And then there was the attack into the Skyclave. But everything else, Jamie's been on point. He's had really good lines, better lines than me some of the time. He's just really on the ball. This hand sucks ass. I guess it doesn't suck, but it's worth mulliganing. Oh god, I hate mulliganing borderline 7s into unkeepable 6s. It just makes me so tilted. Just feels like it happens every time. especially in like such a pivotal match. Like this is your winning in basically. If you go 7-0, you're like locked in. And starting the match going like borderline 7 into unkeepable 6. Do you keep this on 6? I was about to say maybe this is actually a keep and you just have to like pray to get the land drop. It's like better than going to 5. Force into Marsh Flask? Does this mean that this is scam again? Why do all 7s look like this? Hey, we drew the land. Look at that. Just fetch Plateau here. You're already getting wastelanded. I would just get Sash here, assuming that this is scam. Okay, I would get nothing because I'm getting dazed. Deal. Definitely feels like scam rather than tempo. Based on the start. Oh, does that mean you wasteland here? Probably not, because it means that you have to draw another land to make sure that the Sash is online next turn. It's kind of tempting to wasteland plus Stone Fortune to Sash, though. Try to delay the inevitable Entomb Reanimate. Opponents had so many turns to Sculpt. I guess they've only cast 2 Ponders, but like it just feels like it's been 100 years and they haven't done anything, which means I always just feel like I'm gonna get Entomb Reanimated. But like we could potentially beat Entomb Reanimate, right? Plow the Archon, untap, still have like just cast Sash available. Suddenly Nethergoyf. Suddenly we are in the tempo matchup and not the scam matchup. Huh. So be it, I guess. I would have ate shit if I wastelanded, huh? Oh well, we're gonna eat shit anyway, getting wastelanded a bunch. Oh god. Ugh. The games where you feel like kind of an idiot for like the thought process that I literally said out loud, which was like the fetch Plateau because we're like, if we get it wastelanded once, we're already fucked. And then we get wastelanded with like a few turns go by and we get a little bit of stable mana, but suddenly our mana base is worse to double wasteland. Then we get double wastelanded, and then we're in the nightmare scenario. We just keep ripping lands, and we could like bombardier down the Tameo. We could bomb the frog, rip a land. I think you fetch basic planes here because you are respecting the Magus in your own hand, yeah. Obviously you could fetch Plateau there because the odds of the third wasteland are even less likely, but fetch the planes to respect your own cards, yeah. There's a chance you cast the Magus like next turn or something. Flipping the Tameo. You should also have Fatal Push for Bombardier. That would be pretty awful, huh? It's starting to get late. We only got 3 more rounds. We'll get there. Yeah, Dismember. It's rough. Plow right on time. Just cast Sash. Sash turns off the Tameo minus. And then pressures the Tameo down. It's because if you just play the Magus, the Tameo can minus and get the Dismember. Force of Will is pretty bad, though. Top deck, Skyclave. would also accept Flicker Wisp. Definitely a formal wear moment, huh? Recruiter, alright. Recruit Skyclave. We're still in this a little bit. Team, you can just like minus go get the Force of Will though. Does Bombardiers do anything? Pluses to 8. Bombardiers attack it down to 7. Sack 5 down to 2. Yeah, Bombardiers doesn't even clear it. What's up, Eric? How's it going? We just have to Skyclave and pray. But like you just minus get the Force of Will. Protect this guy. Protect the Tameo. It goes down to 3, gets attacked down to 2, but then starts plussing and then turns off the recruiter attacking again. I think this is the game where we just did the opponent protected the Tameo and they just didn't protect Tameo. Yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar. They minus. They get back a Ponder. Maybe they don't have blue card here? That's why they can't get back Force? Not having blue card with 2 cards in hand is pretty surprising, though. Oh yeah, you're supposed to Skyclave pre-combat, because if it gets forced or dazed, you can attack the Tameo, but if the Skyclave resolves, then you miss the chip damage. And you're forced to just attack the Tameo because you don't want to. You want to plan for the worst case. Alright, we're in business. Opponent also has never fetched basic swamp, so we can just cast the Magus here, brick the whole board, and stop any turn off all the removal spells and frogs. Magus seems so awkward in the deck. This is like the worst possible time to say that. The Magus is so good here. Yeah, they have to force pitch Murktide. This is like the perfect turn for Magus of the Moon. We just had, oh geez, a Johnny to Mom. A Johnny also bricks this board. Magus is also just like really, it's just a hammer you need in some matchups. It's not good all the time, but it's a card that's really good to have access to. Like, it's not very good versus these like blue-black decks that have basic island, basic swamp. Although it is situationally good, like right there. Oh yeah, that was another misplay. It was like, I think the first tempo matchup in the game 1 where he didn't slam the Magus. I think if he slams the Magus, he wins that game. Back in like round 3. I think you're allowed to attack with the cat token there. Stoneforge is good. 4 more moment. I guess you just get Sash and probably just cast it. Maybe GT and cast it. Yeah, I guess probably GT plus cast it into days. You don't have to cast it into days. I don't know. Probably minor. I think you're pretty happy at this point. You have a bunch of removal spells in hand. Delver doesn't have any ways to like really get out of this. Plow, untap, GT equip. Life's great. Yep. Alright, this game's locked up. We can zone out again. Petty theft? Yeah, sure. Equipped a Stoneforge attack. I'd probably cast Recruiter first, player on days. I guess equipped with Johnny really doesn't fucking matter at this point. If the map on days at the Recruiter, would I have even paid though? Or would I have even like... Yeah, would I have even paid for the days? I think maybe the GT is more important. Yeah. Just fine with getting this Force of Order days. Yeah, there's the days. GT counters means that we can just kill the Borrower. We still have Solitude. The day's out of the hand, so we can hardcast our 5s next turn. Yeah, jamming into the days makes sense because now we can just cast everything. Although we just drew Flicker Wisp, which means we can do equip attack Flicker Wisp to the Stoneforge instead. This game is super over. Is this literally lethal? I think it is. Yep, dead. I should get up and take a little breather, go to the bathroom. It's 11 o'clock? I haven't earned my giveaway, huh? How are we feeling about a Playpoint giveaway, chat? Is the 4th? Oh, this is the last stream of the month. Have I done? I've given away all of them then. Next stream is on October 1st, in fact. This will be the last Playpoint giveaway. We've talked about this sideboarding a billion times at this point. It's whatever. Giants are kind of mid. A little bit better versus blue-black than Grixis. Magus bad. Removal good. I don't like the Cauldron very much. Apparently, he doesn't like the GTA very much. Marginal differences, especially with access to Chainsaw in future games. Alright, we're not keeping this hand. This is like kind of close to the Mother of Ruin Solitude hand that we kept versus Tempo earlier. If this handed a Crocus, I'd maybe think about it, but this hand just is a lot better in every possible way. I love it when I say things. I don't remember a lot of the stuff that I was saying in chat at the time, but like I will say the exact same thing that I was thinking when I was actually watching this. If I had a Crocus, you could. If it had a Crocus, you could talk about it. But look at that. We have a Crocus. It's really good against the Tameo. Frog. Solitude. I think I cast Spirit first. Worse, much worse against double days, but I think there's a chance you don't Solitude if the Spirit resolves. Yeesh. Days plus 4, so I'm never beating that. But we have second Spirit to hopefully try to turn the Frog off. It only draws one card. The Spirit can easily just get fucking Bowmastered here or something, though. I wonder if it's correct to Wasteland there. Did they miss a land drop that turn? No, this is turn 4 and they dazed. And just the charge for 4. So they haven't missed a land drop, so the Wasteland's like less clear there. But like that really smelled like Bowmaster. I guess it doesn't. matter that much, because if you wasteland them and then cast Spirit, they're very likely going to hit. There's a decent chance they have another land drop to play, and then they just Bowmaster you and draw the card with Psychic Frog anyway, and then you're down a land, which is bad. Smagosphere to recruit a Dunk on Eldrazi. There are a couple of matches where you want like hate cards against like Urza Saga, Post, like was already mentioned. Some other greedy mana bases, Beans, stuff like that. Definitely don't want that. Want to find a removal spell for Frog. That's not a removal spell for Frog. We're going to add Yorion to our hand? No, we're going to... Jeez. Alright, yeah. Scoop him up. Check your top card. Alright, fine. Alright, we play on. We're going to die next turn or whatever. Love proactively fetching the Surveil land to see if you should have hope. Alright, this Solitude just never resolves. Then we concede to Daze. Or Force. There we go. Alright. Game 3, huh? This hand is fine, not great. Ugh. You keep it, but you're not happy about it. Right, those guys are nice for the Nethergoyf. Frog time? It's a good hand. Plow's also really good. Start with Plow on Frog. Solitude Frog? You want to like cast a 3 afterwards? If this gets forced, then you Plow. If it doesn't, what are you casting here? Just casting Bombardiers? Put Yorion in hand. Okay, I can kind of respect that. Yorion in hand helps the second Solitude out. That's kind of fine. It's a much more mana efficient than casting the Plow that turn. We're not guaranteed to be able to play around Daze anyway. If we had like land 4 rolled up, it'd be more okay. Well, now we just Wrath the Nethergoyf, I guess. This smells like Bowmaster. And I don't really want to untap and take like 6 potentially here if they have like, you know, cantrip. I guess if it's Bowmaster, you could Solitude. Solitude the Nethergoyf and like throw the Solitude at one of the 1/1s or maybe face. Probably fine. Just got dismembered, so it's okay. Now we Wrath the Skies. I guess, or we could Plow if you're like a little scared of this Nethergoyf coming back. Yeah, now the Nethergoyf can come back, so you are a little bit worried. So we Plow it then? Plow? Plow? Take 4? No? Not plowing? Not casting. What are we doing? Jamie. We got spells in our hands. We can cast them. We just passed the turn with 5 mana. Force. Kind of want to Solitude this now. Just Solitude, pitch, Wrath. Instead of taking another 4 here. I guess maybe you could top deck a land, play around days. But now, because you fetch, you're dead to another force. Why didn't we just... We could have just plowed, then untapped, then wrathed it, and then untapped, and then solituded it or something? Oh, that's a disaster of a game. Feels like we could have navigated this in a way that killed this Nethergoyf, huh? We just let this Nethergoyf deal a bunch of damage for no reason. We just, like, waited on the plow, trying to, like, do something with the Wrath of the Skies, maybe. But, like, you're happy to plow a Nethergoyf at that spot where you just pass with 5 mana, because Nethergoyf can come back off of the Wrath. You can just Wrath away a Bowmaster plus token, or a Frog, or a Tameo, or something. Wrath is, like, not even a very good card against Nethergoyf in that situation. That's rough. That definitely felt navigable, though. Woof. All right. Let us do... Yeah, definitely a winnable game. Yeah. I know he was beating himself up over that round 7, and I can see why. But, like, at this point, like, it's really hard to play on your A game after, like, 7 rounds, like, fucking grueling Magic, like, just playing against really good players. Like, it's easy to trip up right there and, like, not properly evaluate trying to line your cards up properly. Let's do a play point giveaway, though. Alright. Giveaway. We are giving away 120 play points to one member of chat. Who enters this giveaway? Don't type that in. Not top 8. Let's do Jamie. Shout out to Jamie. Also, I'm going to drop his Twitch. There we go. We'll do this one at a time. Step 1. Oh, nope, not what I want to do. Step 1, please go click on this link and follow Jamie. jwvh10665. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube later, the link to his Twitch will be in the description below. But he streams Legacy pretty regularly. He plays a lot of D&T. Very good player. Please go follow him. Also, thank you, someone. No, it's number 1. Thanks for the follow. Appreciated. Anyway, we'll also do a giveaway with the code word Jamie in honor of his Sicko run. For 120 play points, type the word Jamie into chat. I'm going to go run to the bathroom while we let this giveaway run. Thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out tonight. Let this giveaway go. I will be right back. beat the timer. Ugh. I'll have to let Dog back in here. Now she will annoy me for the last 2 rounds. Alright. Send the giveaway. Give away. Hey, Deganev. Enjoy your 120 play points. Hopefully that lessens the sting a little bit from the round 5 loss. And there is your code. Shout out to Daybreak Games. Not only for supplying me with these cool Playpoint giveaways to do, but also because they are bringing forward to MTGO in under 1 month. Daybreak the goats, as always. Anyway, let's finish up this, let's finish up these last 2 rounds. Sand is horrible. Hey, dog, can you piss off? Huh? Go away. Quit being a brat. Okay, the hand's much better. Bottom, the parlor, probably. Yep. Seems fine. Daybreak's such a good support team. Yeah, Daybreak's great. I didn't know a lot about them. Some people were like a little bit doomsaying when we saw that Daybreak was getting the reins and like some of their previous works that I wasn't really super aware of at all. But, I had no expectations or anything, and they have like just completely blown away anything that I could have possibly imagined. Like, could you imagine if WotC still had MTGO? How many, like, we probably wouldn't even had like 40k on Moto right now. If only we were on the play, huh? Kill the Urza Saga, just like in round 1 or round 2 against Painter. You kind of need to Solitude now, because if the opponent gets Grindstone, plays red land, holds up Blast, then you're just kind of fucked. That'll make sense. Spirit's not very good in this matchup. Flicker Wisp might do something down the road. Might kill the Construct here if they just like make one this turn. Yeah. We might be able to just turn 3, cast Flicker Wisp, target a Construct. What do they get here? Grindstone anyway? Yep. Always terrifying. Means that if they ever get like 5-minute flashpoint, we are very scared of just dying. Parlor here is fine. Look for removal. We can fetch 2nd basic planes and potentially cast Magus if we want. I like Magus a lot here, actually. Because I kind of don't want to kill this Construct, because I kind of want them to attack. And then we Violent a Johnny and block with the cat, and then flip the Johnny, and then we have red permanent to start bolting. Terrifying. It's okay, they'll simply attack. What could go wrong? They have a 3-3. Oh my god, they did it. I can't believe this actually worked, huh? Can we kill the Painter? Or lose the cat? Yeah, because we can put in the Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp the Construct too? Oh my, we just could like Wrath them? Oh no, do they have... Oh, wow, bummer. We're gonna untap Flicker Wisp the Construct, 0 a Johnny, kill the Painter Server. It's gonna be nasty. They had the Blast, that sucks. We have Flicker Wisp to stall for a turn. We have Stoneforge. We just Stoneforge for the Chainsaw. We Chainsaw the Painter Server next turn, right? 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 That's how that works. That's how this works here. Me and chat going chainsaw moment. I mean, I guess you just get Sash to try to top deck Solitude. GTA's not going to get online fast enough. Cauldron doesn't do anything, obviously. But your plan is to just Wisp the Painter to stall for a turn and try to top deck something. But man, that is a rough chainsaw moment, huh? Like, there's also, like, probably 16 or 20 different cards you could draw to stay alive here, right? Draw another Flicker Wisp, Solitude, Recruiter, Swords to Plowshares, Skyclave Apparition, Broadside Bombardiers, I think that's about it. There's a lot of cards, though. I love all the goofy stuff from Universes Beyond end up in D&T. I do too. I'm glad that other people like that, because I know a lot of people, especially legacy players, are very curmudgeonly about the Universes Beyond card shouldn't be legal. I don't like playing with fucking Goku in my D&T deck. I love playing dumbass bullshit. I think Canoptic Scarab Storm wasn't dumbass bullshit enough. I think it was too Magic adjacency, and I'm happy that I'm going to be fucking registering Pre-War Formalware and Chainsaw. I really wanted to register fucking Cassandra from Assassin's Creed. It was going to be cool as fuck. Too bad Cassandra's like not that good. They have second blast here and you just die. Wow. Rough beats. Sometimes you just get got by the double painter, double blast. Does fourth count as Universes Beyond bullshit? Yes, because there are two branches of bullshit, and it is bullshit design and bullshit flavor, I guess. Some people are mad about cards because it's just like I like Magic the Gathering. I don't want to cast Iron Man and fucking Minecraft Steve and Mario in my Magic the Gathering. Some people, me, are mad about Universes Beyond bullshit, as in we very clearly did not think about Eternal formats when we printed these cards, and you guys will just have to suffer the consequences of our decisions. And fourth falls into that category. Fourth Airline Glass very clearly was not a card that was planned for Legacy at all. If the cardboard plays well, I don't know. Yeah, I love it. I love playing goofy nonsense. Cast my spells. Pre-War Formalware, great. Who gives a fuck? It's about like a guy with a mohawk putting on a fucking pre-nuclear war suit or whatever. It's a fucking great Magic card. That's what I care about. When we get to the Final Fantasy set, if they print fucking Cloud's Buster Sword and it's a D&T staple, I'm gonna lose my shit. That's gonna be cool as fuck. This hand's fine. It's good. Maybe even, yeah, maybe even good. It's a little. This Elegant Parlor is a little bit awkward. But we can like mom into Stoneforge, or if we need to, we could potentially play the Elegant Parlor on turn 2 to like make sure that we can play Skyclave on turn 3 or something. Okay. So this is the infamous Stoneforge Mystic that I talked about earlier on the stream. What does this Stoneforge get? What do you think, chat? What do you do here with your Stoneforge Mystic? You got Cauldra, you got GT, hey. You got Sash. You got also a different Sash. Get out of here. While chat's deliberating. Get out of here. I'm such a brat tonight. When does this door even close? Get out of here. You want Sephiroth Reanimator to be a thing? Hell yeah. Fucking Sephiroth, 10 mana, black. rat the board, whatever. Sash, right? Even if you had pre-war, war. Maybe chainsaw if you could have it in your deck. Chainsaw wouldn't be bad here. Just have another, but you got 2 removal spells. So maybe something a little bit more proactive. I could see formal wear in this position. It's not bad. Gets back a mom potentially. I think I would get Sash here. I'm a little tempted to actually Cauldron check them, honestly. They just bolted the Stoneforge. The deck doesn't have a ton of removal. It's mostly just like 4 Bolt, 4 Fury post board. I wouldn't be upset about Cauldron checking them, but very bottom of the list is Umezawa's Jite. Hand is an awful to grind. Yeah, exactly. We can get the pre-4 more and just set it up for future. Like get the mom back, set it up so that we're gonna Yorion. You know, 4 or 5 turns later, we just get to Yorion the pre-4 more. But this GTA just, what are we doing with this GTA? It's gonna take so much mana. What are we doing? Parlor for the 4th land. Nice, found it. Now we can Witch Enchanter the Saga before it goes off. We could put in a Cauldron there. We could have us access to a Sash here to like help combat this Agatha Soul Cauldron. But instead we have this fucking Jite and we just have a handful of spells. Like, when are we gonna have 2 mana to equip this Jite? What do we do here? Just have to pop the Saga, right? Just Skyclave the Fable down the road or something. Maybe even just like let it flip and then Solitude it or path it. I think you just have to Witch Enchanter the Saga. Maybe you could Witch Enchanter the Fable. We have Skyclave for Grindstone and we have Solitude up this turn. Maybe actually Witch Enchanter the Fable is what I would do here. You do have to be a little cognizant of the Soul Cauldron in play, meaning if they find Engineer or if they discard Devourer with the Fable loot, then like this is an infinite Goblin Shaman. But it's also a Mother of Runes. It's kind of terrifying. I think I might have even let them just have the Saga. Just shoot the Fable. Fable's so broken, man. Card's so nasty. They discarded a Goblin Engineer. That's terrifying. That means that they almost assuredly have Engineer in hand, right? And they can just attack you for infinite here. You're just forced to Solitude in response. Yep. They don't attack? Huh? Huh? They don't just attack for infinite? Force you to chump block? Now you Skyclave the Soul Cauldron? Yep. And now they make 2 infinite guys? You have to Solitude the... you have to... not actually infinite, obviously, because they have to exile cards, but... I think you're supposed to Solitude the Engineer in response to the target, and then path the Goblin Shaman so they don't end up gaining, like, 40 life or whatever off the Solitude choice. plus card that isn't white. I don't know. Is Fable B plus? What scale are you grading on? Fable's like one of the best cards printed in recent history, right? Oh right, we had to play around. We had to play around this being a Mother of Earth, so we couldn't like path this to make them not gain a bunch of life. But they also fucked up and didn't make this Goblin Shaman gigantic, so we can now path the Engineer and not have them, you know, gain 30 life or whatever. But it won't ever get banned. And I mean, in like a Legacy or Modern, yeah, but it got banned in Standard. I think a card getting banned in Standard and being a very prominent role player in Pioneer and Modern and Legacy is deserving of an A. This game is going so much better because the opponent just opted to not infinite their Goblin Shaman. So we didn't have to burn our whole hand to Solitude it. Dragon Engine, Welder. It'd be nice if we had like a I don't know, a Lion Sash. This GTA here, not bad, not great. All right, fun thought experiment that I wish happened earlier in the stream before 11:30 at night for me. Is just, what the fuck do you do here? This is like the hardest spot in the whole event, I think. Like, ugh. This is a really hard... Like, this game would be going a lot easier if we had been attacking them with a Cauldra, or if we had a Lion Sash here. But we have opted to do neither of those things, and now we have a Jite and a Solitude. What the fuck do we do about it? Our opponent has 0 cards in hand, notably. I think you clearly just killed the Welder Engineer. I think so too. After I thought about it, like, I think you just have to leave them with the Reflection for a turn. The problem is it goes like really south if they unearth the Dragon Engine and find a Fury. Or I guess even just like a Bolt. Oh no, I guess your Witch Enchanter is immune to Bolt, right? Because you can Solitude the Engineer. We even get to like potentially keep a... We get to probably put Yori in our hand, honestly, and pitch the Johnny anyway. Because we get, like, Yori on the Witch Enchanter, blow up the Reflection or something down the road, potentially. Can you make it 2-1? I guess you could do that instead. I don't know if that would be better than having Yori on. I think I want Yori in my hand to Yori on the Witch Enchanter. If only Enchanter was red. What, you equip, attack... Ping the Welder, ping the Cat, flip the Ajani, zero the Ajani, bolt the Engineer. We still are down a white card, right? To Solitude the Reflection and do everything. I mean, it would still be, obviously, sick nasty to pull off. But, like, wow, I don't know. There are a lot of decisions that you could make here. I think I like just killing both the Welders. Equip Jite attack, ping the Welder, Solitude the Engineer, put Yori on in hand, I think is my play. But like, I thought about this like for a while even after this happened. You kill and draw Yori on to kill Reflection. Yeah, exactly. And it protects Witch Enchanter from Bolt, notably. Because we get to keep a Jite counter around, so it, like, Witch Enchanter is only dead to like actual Fury. It is in fact immune to something like a Braid or a Lightning Bolt. really tough spot, though. That we have put ourselves in because we tutored this GTA on, like, turn 2 of the game. 4 turns ago, we put the worst equipment into our hands. I gave Jamie a bunch of shit for this play. I think Jamie might have gotten in his own head about this turn cycle a little bit. I think he like thought about lines that didn't actually end up working out. I don't remember exactly what he did, but he left far too much alive for my tastes. Kills the Fable and leaves both guys in play. I don't like this because this means that we can't actually connect with the GTA next turn because this Phyrexian Dragon Engine has double strike, and also because they can just weld a creature out of, like, even if it didn't have double strike, they could weld the Dragon Engine in and then, like, block and weld it out. And now, because of our decision to kill the only enchantment creature, we can't, like, even Yori on the Witch Enchanter to blow up the relevant creature. Like, if they still had the Fable in play here, we could Yori on the Witch Enchanter, kill the flipped Fable, and then we have a flyer that can start connecting past the, like, the welders and the artifacts and the double strikers and shit with the GTA afterwards. So I think this whole turn kind of just goes horribly. So, like, you could Solitude the Welder and then still not connect because it does double strike. Which is probably what you have to do. You could Solitude the Dragon Engine. Have them welded out. And then attack with the Witch Enchanter. Now we're playing into Top Deck Fury again. Opponent floated too much mana for their Top Deck Fury. We have nothing. Our opponent has a lot of things. Oh, hey, there's Patrick in chat. All of this could have been prevented. Yeah, I think this turn cycle, these past 2 turn cycles got really ugly. It's probably just a Johnny flip, equip GTA, pray. Pray that the opponent fucks up. I respect this play, though. The plus is really good here. Because the plus is, like, if the opponent doesn't read the Ajani, then you can get him with the -4. But also, like, the opponent doesn't have great attacks. Because then the opponent has to start sending things at the Ajani to kill it. And then you can, like... Because if they send Fury plus Phyrexian Dragon Engine, and then they just weld the Dragon Engine out for no reason... what the opponent needed to do was, like, send all at a Johnny, kind of, and then the Cat Warrior can block, and we get GTA counters, we can start trying to claw ourselves back into it, and, like, let the Fury die to the double strikers, but, like, now we can just protect the Ajani. I mean, if the opponent doesn't find something off of, you know, drawing 3 cards. Like a Grindstone, perhaps. Welder's fine. Because now the opponent doesn't have any attacks. The Ajani always gets to ult here. attacks like that. Just chump block the Fury. Yeah, I guess that's fine too. You're dead to Bolt here, but we were probably dead to Bolt forever. Old this a Johnny. The opponent, yeah, this is the opponent's game to lose for sure. After like a series of bad calls, I think the GTA call on turn 2, and then like the sequence against the Fable plus the 2 welders. But like this is a Johnny ult's really messed up. It's gonna kill like 4 permanents and get rid of a lot of this like welder Phyrexian Dragon Engine bullshit. And now we equip attack. Play around top deck Grindstone. Wait, does equip attack make us dead? I think it might make us dead to the Fury or something. I didn't do the math. Yeah, we might just be dead. We might just have to shields down on the Grindstone for 1 turn here. This lets us flicker the Ajani that's at 1. Make a bunch of blockers. There's notably only 1 Grindstone in their whole deck, too. Because one of the Grindstones got exiled 100 turns ago to the Devourer. Is this another Fury? No, this is Unearthed Dragon Engine. We are notably still alive here, barely. At 2 life versus the Lightning Bolt deck. Finds another Fury. Fury doesn't clear too much though, it can only kill 2 creatures. And Karagas the Ajani. Chump block the Fury, block the engine. I think what I would do here is gain 2 life with the... No, because the plan is that you want to get the GTA to 3 counters to kill the Painter Servant, but you also want a GTA counter to play around Lightning Bolt. So you can't like gain 2 life and then ping the Fury and then block the Fury with Yorion, because then you're only down to 2 counters again, and you could die to top deck Grindstone. So that block's fine. Now we get to clear the Painter out of the way. We don't have to kill it right now. Block with the Cat Warrior? Maybe you just block Fog with the Ajani? Yeah. This is also notably just threatening lethal with the GTA counters. If the opponent, like... Right, yeah, we kill the Painter. Notably, you're supposed to gain 2 life first here. Because now the shields are... Oh, no, never mind, never mind. Let's think of a different point. I think next turn we put our shields down on getting bolted or something. But we draw this plow so we can emergency gain life if we need to. Yeah, it's thinking about the Pithing Needle coming down off this Saga. What we're supposed to do is, expecting that we're going to get this GTA needled, we're going to kill this construct and gain 2 life, but we should gain 2 life first, because if they have bolt, then we have to like plow our own creature to stay alive, right? If we gain 2 life in response, they bolt us, we can just gain more life, but if we neg 2 this construct token, then now our shields down are on getting lightning bolted as last card. That's what he realizes here, but you just kind of have to bite the bullet and hope. And if we do get plowed again, we just plow. If we do get bolted there, we just plow our own Cat Warrior token. We're still like, okay, but you really want the plow as insurance if they find another painter. Of which I think they only have 1 left. I think they're 2 in exile, and we just killed one with the GTA. Needle Caracas, a Braid GTA, sure. Cannot Caracas the Johnny. Put him to 3. We got this Yorion to kill. Grindstone Self. Mills the Lightning Bolt on the top of their deck. Attack with both. That's just GG. Opponent has nothing. We just get to chump block, chump block. And egg on my face for making fun of this fucking GTA, because clearly the play was to time out our opponent in game 2 of this match in like the biggest fucking slog ever. If we had gotten the Sash or the Cauldron, it would have been too easy to win, and we might have lost a game 3. Who knows? Clearly, Jamie is a genius. I was not thinking nearly ahead enough. Alright, and this last round we're going to go really fast because, unfortunately, as Callum in chat pointed out, apparently this player, Lowry Pro Tour, is a notorious stream sniper, so we convinced Jamie to put up a hand hider. So it'll be less interesting to dictate. I think he like puts it up after like the first turn of the game or something. Yeah. We get the hand hider up. But we're also playing against Stifle Knot, a matchup that is notoriously just like pretty rough. Not the favorite for D&T, but Red Splash gets a lot of good tools. Both Red Elemental Blast and Bombardiers are really good tools to fight the Stifle Knot matchup. So because it is 11:45, and also we can't talk about how these games play out nearly as much because of the hand hider, we're gonna kind of do some skimming. We get Null Drifter plus Force of Willed. And then get this Bombardier's Force of Willed. And then get second Null Drifter. And like that's just how game 1 is gonna go when you get double Null Drifter and double Force of Willed. Them's the breaks. We get big Jamie for sideboarding. Covers up his sideboarding plans. Spirit gets swords. This is very clearly a Thrall turn. The real question is, do you Solitude Thrall here? Like, just cast Solitude, chuck the Solitude at the Thrall? I think you do, was my instinct. I believe I asked that in chat. Yeah, do you Solitude Thrall here if they have it? Also notably, Jamie mentions this to me when we talked in DMs afterwards. He exiles a Stoneforge Mystic to this Solitude here. He also says that he fucked up. Turn 2, he casts Spirit of Labyrinth instead of Stoneforge. Casting Stoneforge before your opponent has Thrall online is probably nice. You probably would have just Stoneforged for like Sash or something because it was a pretty clear source of plowshares. But Sash gives you like the pitch card for Solitude. Would have been a little bit more card advantage positive. Probably would have forced the issue on the plow anyway. Maybe not though. Maybe the Stoneforge wasn't good enough to get plowed if your opponent had Thrall. You're just like, oh, I don't care about Cauldron. But then this Bombardier is just fucking hard carries. Pretty clear opponent has what, like another Thrall, maybe a Dress Down, but depending on what's in Jamie's hand, we're pretty happy to play around another Thrall here. Another Thrall, and we throw the Skyclave at the Thrall. Now we get another Stoneforge that gets consigned, I think. Yeah. Trigger gets consigned, but we have more fodder for the Stoneforge, and that's the important thing. And then the Stoneforge gets pendinged. Down to 2 cards in hand versus 3. This fucking Bombardiers is going the distance. We just put Yorion in hand. Opponent then has Doorkeeper Thrall plus Dreadnought. We have Aether Vial, chuck the Vial at the Thrall. Killed 3 Thralls with this fucking Bombardiers. Thrall is a card that gives D&T fits so often, and this Bombardiers just fucking cleaning house. Now we have our AGBs back online, so we could potentially kill this Dreadnought with something. Like this Wrath of the Skies. I guess we could have Wrathed even with Doorkeeper Thrall, but you know. Kill Dreadnought, Dress Down, more Dreadnoughts. But now we have lethal with like Solitude. Yeah, recruit the guard for Solitude here. So even if they have like Consign or a Stifle, I guess they would have stifled the recruiter. But like Consign here, even if they consign the Solitude trigger, we just get to throw it at their face for 7 and lethal them. That Bombardier is just putting the whole fucking deck on his back for this matchup. And then lastly, unfortunately, he mulligans a 5. We don't know what these hands are, but matchup can be a little rough sometimes. You need some like pretty key cards. We have Stoneforge, but it gets dazed. It's tough to cast any spells into what's clearly another Doorkeeper Thrall. Opponent goes for Dreadnought. We have Path in Response, which is very good. Unfortunately, our opponent has one better, which is Dress Down, so that the Dreadnought still lives. And now we're down a potential Dreadnought answer. But the deck has a lot more Dreadnought answers than it does Thrall answers. GJ's not one of them. You find like Skyclave, we could recruit Solitude here. I think he doesn't recruit Solitude here. He's 2 cards in. I think it's like land Bombardiers or something, so he actually can't kill the Dreadnought this turn. So I think he ends up getting like Skyclave or something. Just trying to get a little bit lucky. Yeah, he's hovering Skyclave, thinking about it, yeah. Grabbed Skyclave there. Go to 5. Gonna fetch Surveil Land, try to find like Plow for like backup probably. Put his 5 cards in hand though. Witch Enchanter, which is like kind of nice, but not good enough because if our spell doesn't resolve this turn, we're just dead. I'd rather find like 1-drop Reb to protect the Skyclave, Plow to go for the Dreadnought a second time. And then, unfortunately, Skyclave Dress Down. We have nada. We do not have an answer. We don't have a Red Elemental Blast here to get them. Anything like that. Unfortunate way to end the stream. But Stifle Knot's a rough one. But like the 6-0 into 7-2 was just... He just had a really good run. I was really excited to like just talk about his matchup. He also just played against just so much blue-black. I think that this is a very, very good learning experience for a lot of D&T players. If you want to watch the do's and don'ts of the blue-black matchup, how you should try to navigate it, I think this is like a really good, hopefully a really good resource for you. But I'm going to wrap up really quickly because it's so fucking late here. I did not expect this to take that long. Again, shout out to Jamie, jwvh10665 on Twitch. Also, a different bunch of numbers on Twitter. 1 second. At Jamie043497003. I'll link his Twitter and his Twitch in the YouTube video. But yeah, shout out, big ups to Jamie. Incredible run. Ends up tragically getting 10th at 7 from like 6-0 to 7-2. Gets 10th place. Barely doesn't make it into top 8. Is there anyone to host? It's so much work to find someone to host right now. I think I like to raid people, but I think I'm just gonna go to bed. I don't want to figure out raiding someone right now. I'm tired. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you had a good time. Follow Jamie, follow me, do whatever. We'll be back next week with some Duskmorn cards. I don't know what I'm playing yet. I got some stuff cooking. D&T, Moonstompy. We'll be back. See you guys all next time.